Let's go.
Scared me.
What do you think was going to happen? And you watch the show. Of course I'm going to do that. Everybody, welcome to another edition of
The Jumper Punch. Well, it's not just another edition, Rocco. It's a very special
What is
edition
today?
of The Jumper
We have
Punch.
named this to what?
What have we named this? I don't even know what we've named this. Oh, yes, apologies. Yes, we've named this. This is the bobblehead edition of The Jumper Punch.
This is the bobblehead. Because apparently the bobbleheads are the most important thing at this club this week.
The only thing we don't have is $2 pies.
We didn't, did we?
No, we don't have any $2 pies here at the moment.
Oh, but there were $2 pies.
There were $2 pies.
Yeah, there were $2 pies. All right, so today we have a special guest.
We do have a very, very, very special guest.
Matula Oakley.
Correct.
I was practicing that for so long.
Now,
welcome
she's the winner of our fan competition membership thingamabob that we did.
100%. She's a fan. She's got on the couch. You could be on the couch too.
That's right.
You could be on the couch too. So, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Thank you for welcoming.
No, that's right. Thanks for coming on.
Bit nervous.
What are you nervous about?
Bit starstruck here.
Don't do that.
Starstruck.
Don't be like
No,
that.
really
Don't
don't.
be like that. Don't be starstruck.
We're one of you.
What we're going to do is, right, we're going to start off with this, right? What we're going to do is, because you're here and you're Greek, aren't you?
Correct.
Yeah.
And lately we've been like overdosed of Greeks. They're everywhere, aren't they?
Look, I'm not going to lie. I've definitely been overdosed with Greeks. Have you seen some of the videos I've been sent? Like the Greek music, not just because you're here, but I can't help myself.
I was feeling we couldn't play that song.
Oh, yeah, the song, yeah.
What was this?
Nasupo by Pantelis Pantelidis.
I don't know, I probably have to hear it. I don't know.
He's a bit of a younger generation type. Not that I'm saying that you're not younger, but
So what we're going to do, like, this is a big show.
it's huge.
Mate, I'm telling you, there is going to be some fireworks.
Yes, there are going to be
Literally
some
fireworks later.
Yes,
I
there are
would
gonna be
stay
some
around for
fireworks.
Rocco's rant because everyone's going to get attacked on this one. No, seriously, like, I wouldn't be going anywhere. Actually, go and call your mates because you've got to go and listen to this, what's about to happen. But what we're going to do, because we got Matula on here, we thought, Greeks. What's Greek all about, eh? Like, we got to get into the culture. We got to get into the culture of the Greek.
What are the Greeks all about?
All right, let's go. Let's start with this, everyone, and have a listen to this.
Hello friends! Welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today, we're going to learn about one of the most important periods of antiquity. Today, we're going to travel to ancient Greece.
Oh, okay.
Ancient Greece begins in the year 1200
Did it
BC
really?
Yes.
1200
and ends in
BC.
the year 146
I reckon
BC.
Matula's getting an education
Yeah.
lesson
It
here
was
as well,
founded
just
in
quietly.
southeastern Europe, near the Mediterranean Sea and the Aegean
Miles will
Sea.
be there soon.
In this
Yes, he
area,
will be too.
which included a large peninsula and many small islands, the Greek civilization was born and developed. This civilization was made up of a lot of cities called polis. The most
Polis?
powerful were Sparta and Athens. Each polis governed itself and was independent
Polis.
of the rest.
Police.
Although many times
I reckon that's
wars
where maybe the
declared on
words
each other,
was.
and sometimes they even allied with one other polis to go against the third. In ancient Greece, women, slaves, and foreigners were not considered free citizens.
Did you hear that?
Only the men
Women,
born
slaves,
in
and
the
foreigners
polis
not free.
were free citizens,
Where are we?
and only they could debate about laws,
Oui.
norms, and everything that was
Yep.
important for the city.
There you go.
Did you know that?
I didn't know
There
any
you
of
go.
that.
Did you know you're not a free person? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I just want to say, you and the slaves apparently are like I didn't say it, they said it.
No,
They
that's
said
right.
it.
I'm not
120
blaming you.
BC. 120. So from 1200 to 120 BC. That's how it was.
Greeks. Fantastic. Greeks, Italian, the same?
Exactly.
You ever heard that?
Same, but different.
Yeah.
Same but different. What's the saying?
What is it?
Una razza, una
Una
pazza.
bacia.
Who came up with that?
The Greeks.
Did
because
they?
the Italians don't say that.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, see, there you go. It's already started.
Nah, that's it.
It's
Hey,
already
listen,
started.
let's do straight away. We're going to order some stuff here, 1995. Let's do this. Hello. Yes. Matula's here, yes? Yep. And to get some coffees and some Greek stuff, you know. Yep. I'm going to send it. All right. You got no delivery. No delivery. Paul, no delivery person again.
Fuck's sake.
All right. Thank you. Just bring that in.
I'm going to make another trip.
That's Paul's job. Now, while we're here, while he's getting the stuff, we are proudly brought to you by
Schnitz, Northland.
That's the one. Well done.
I'm a bit like you. I say
Just learning.
Northland.
Yeah.
Northlands.
Oh, look at this.
We've got a variety of sorts here. I'll put this in front of you so you can do the honours, sir. And then, hold on, we've got
more
a
stuff.
special delivery from a special man, apparently.
You know what this stuff is? What's this stuff, Paul?
What? Oh, these are the Lebanese pizzas. Zaatar. Zaatar.
This one's got some
Isn't
cheese
that the
in
one
there.
you guys had last time?
Exactly.
The ones.
We loved it.
Yeah.
We've
Zaatar.
also got the baklava.
Baklava, lukumades.
And where did they come from?
Well, I mean, the great man
Ange.
himself.
And
The
From
great man himself.
North Seafood Bar
Bar and Grill. Excellent.
God, she hosts now.
No, she's doing a great job. Great
She's,
job.
well, you can. She at least we know she watches the show.
No, she does what
Definitely.
this though. Now, if you're a subscriber, which you are,
Yes.
and you're also a member, because
Yes.
that's why you're sitting right here.
That's right.
Yes.
17% off. But if you become a member, it's 25% off. So let's have a look at. Do you know what? Who's this? The Basic Instinct.
Newman? Was it Newman?
Basic.
Who is
No.
the Basic Instinct, by the way? I don't even know who it is.
Wasn't it Basic Instinct?
Sardi? Nah, did we give it to Sard? He plays on Instinct. Did we give it to? I don't even know anymore. I've like clocked out with all of that stuff, mate. I can't. I
yeah.
just nothing associates.
What
me
about
with
this one then? This
Plain
one
and simple.
This is new.
That's Nick Newman. Plain
That's
and
Nick
simple. We've
Newman.
missed him a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
We've
have
definitely
missed
missed
him.
him.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So definitely. So get down there for the plain and simple. But this one here, this is the one.
The Aussie burger. That's the Bucky.
That's the Bucky.
Fuck.
Hey, he did a good video this week.
I did. It was pretty
It
funny.
was funny, man.
It was pretty
So
funny.
everyone get down there. But if you like a bit of spice in your life,
Si, señorita.
the Si Senorita.
I was saying before, have we had any South Americans play for us? And
No.
No, we haven't, have we? Are there any
Not
South
that I know
Americans
of.
in the league? Was Lumumba South American? Played for Collingwood? See, South
Could have
American?
been.
I reckon he might have
He
been.
could have been. He
Brazilian,
could have been.
maybe.
All right, let's have a little. Oh, look at this. The Medellina. Did your parents and that make the Medellina?
No, they didn't.
Didn't they?
No.
What is the big thing in Greek families, like with like it's the spit, it's the, what else do they do? Do they make homemade ouzo? Not really an alcohol thing, is it?
No.
I reckon they would.
No, the big things like food. It's like,
Yeah, it is
obviously
food.
that. I never know why I said that. That's clearly obvious.
That's all.
All right.
That one, right?
Is she gonna neck that? Cheers to
Cheers.
Matula, to the bobblehead edition of the Jumper Punch. Cheers. Can you do me a favour? Can you top me up with like ouzo?
More? Oh.
I need it.
This one?
Yeah.
Which one? Oh, you want the
The
Uzo?
plumade here. I'm pouring it though. I'm going to be heavy on the pour tonight.
All right, while you
This
do
is what
that,
they've
listen
done
to
to
me.
me.
We're going to get through this quickly. Listen to me. To get your 25% off, first of all, Matula, which membership do you have to get?
The Mars.
The
membership.
Mars. For $3.99, you go into a $1,000, maybe more. I reckon it could be up to $10,000 hamper.
What's an acceptable pour here, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know.
There is no acceptable pour.
That's pretty heavy.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, or some. I can't. We can't drink alone. You never drink alone.
Would you like a?
No, I'm good.
Okay, we're going to knock her out before she gets home.
But if you do want to get on the couch, which one?
Paolo.
No,
No,
you can use the Rocco.
no, the Polo also.
Polo also,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
Rocco is the
Rocco.
one if you want to
Yeah.
get on the couch and to go into the draw to win that kicking.
And that'll be
well,
happening in the next week or so.
Correct. We've got the
That'll-
bye week coming up, so we'll. I've got my kicking boots on.
But of course, if you want to be like the top of the range, SEN's very own Paul Sebastiani.
That's the Paolo membership.
That's the Polo one. You get
the one
to
they all
come
come for.
along to one of the interviews.
I look like honestly that photo. We need to change that photo.
It's not the best.
No, it's not. No, that photo's. I don't know. I look like I'm I don't know. I look like I'm the leader of Hezbollah or something.
Let's have a look at this one again, everyone.
That's not good.
No, why?
It's not. I don't know.
You look disproportionate. Something's happening.
How's those arms, by the way,
No,
just
they're-
quietly?
Wow. You reckon they're good? I reckon they're better now.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Many would agree with that too.
But if you become a Parlo, just remember,
Email us.
email us.
Yes,
You got to
the
get. How are we going to get in
jumperpunch@gmail.com.
contact with you? You
Yep.
could have come this week.
Yeah.
You could have come to the big interview this week.
100%.
Maybe they wouldn't have been too happy, but you could have.
You'll be right.
Nah, you'll be right.
Be right. All right. Also, Top Dog Liquor, Lyndon. I've got to get into contact with Lyndon actually.
Yeah,
Have a
Lyndon.
chat with him. Catch up with him. Does a good job.
Commonwealth boxer.
You won't be happy.
Nah, he's
He
not
won't be happy with what's going
He
on.
should be. I'd want him down there. Just quickly give a couple round there. Play.
Careful.
All right, and also Merino Brothers,
Yep.
proud sponsor of
Does she know?
Proud sponsor of.
What is
Merino Brothers is proud sponsor of.
Oh, banana.
Yay! No prompts. There were no prompts there, I promise.
Not at all.
No. Matula knew off the top of her
The
head.
North
Sorry.
Seafood Bar and Grill is a proud sponsor of.
I don't even know. Legends of the Jumper
Yeah,
Punch.
and then Top Dog Liquor, proud sponsor of Rocco's Rant, which is coming up very
God, he's going to get his
shortly.
money's worth.
And this week,
Lyndon.
first of all, the new shows, Legends of the Jumper Punch. Everyone knows. You saw the promo.
Paul, Meldrum.
Molly Meldrum, and this is going to be an amazing
Very,
interview.
very, very lucky
Lots of-
that video got recorded, by the way.
Yes.
Very lucky that
Very
video
lucky.
got recorded.
I guess there was a little bit of an issue, but anyway, but we got it all done. The other one is, of course, Blue Sunday.
Yes.
That is the new show.
Which, while we record this, is
Yeah.
currently live on air.
That's
so
right.
you can go back, rewind, have a watch of it.
That's right. You can, but in the meantime, you can have a look at a clip like that.
Yeah.
Said he's, Vince wants to be the president.
No,
I never once heard you say, I want to be the president.
no. All I
Right.
was seeking to do was to protect the democratic rights of the average Carlton member, and to prevent a power-drunk board of directors from getting away with murder, where they would have entrenched their power forever. Okay, that's the only reason I did what I did, and in the end, I was proven right because they backed off and they backed down and they conceded that what they did was deceptive, and what they did was not in the best interest of the Carlton members, and they backed off and they changed the constitution to take out those clauses that I had an issue with.
Now, I just want to move away from Blue Sundays because I am going into bat for you here. I don't know how the hell you are doing it on Forever Rivals,
Wow.
which of course is the other show.
gonna be-
Mate, you are...
It's going to be.
What did I tell you? Did you see my reference to him the other week? I said he's like the violin player on the Titanic.
Yeah.
It's sinking.
It's
Right,
sinking
no, you're
bad.
But we're doing. But this week, like a little bit, I've always got something up my sleeve, you know what I mean? So let's everyone have a look a bit of this. This is what happened last week.
Oh, God.
Everyone out there, I just want you to comment, and we'll start off with this bloke here. Let's have a look. Look at this young
Quinn.
fella over here, Quinn. Look at you, mate.
Oh no!
What
I was about
happened
14 in
there?
that photo too.
You would have
I
been
don't know.
about 14 with your bloody child hero there, standing right next to the
Three
premiership
flags.
captain there. Talk about Manny. Let's have a look at this one here. Look at this one. Look at
Manny.
this bloke here, mate. Showing just
Oh
a
my
bit too
God.
much
Wow.
there, mate. What's going on here, man?
Oh, Manny!
Well, you know, it is what it is, my friend.
It is what it is. Check him out. Look
Just
at
give
him.
us a
Look at
time
him.
to say. Pit Andre, mate. Pit Andre.
All right, let's go to the next one. This one. We'll go straight to the good-looking one. Look at this. Look at the feathers on top of the head,
He looked
mate.
like a
Look
proper
at
Sicilian
that.
there. Fuck, how dark, man.
And if
Brown
everyone
there.
looks
Fuck, I know the shots
If
are bit
everyone
dark.
looks closer there, you can see a 180.
180 there,
So
mate.
any
Was it?
time
Oh,
you
was it
want
180? Did you get
a
180
dark
there?
challenge,
Oh, wow.
I'm in for it, mate.
Where was that?
180.
Yeah,
Look at that, mate.
Yeah, did you just, like, put the-
No.
Right,
Just,
right.
anyway, one more we've got. Let's have a look at this. I wasn't sure about this one, but let's have a. Who's this little girl? Who's this little girl that I just
No
saw here?
way!
Is that a little girl or is that a little boy?
I don't know, mate, but it's the same
Blonde hair,
as
you're kidding me.
the team that
That's
he
crazy.
follows, a bunch of girls. Look at him, look at him. What happened to the hair, mate?
That's a
Look
little
at the
monk.
blonde hair.
Yeah, they were confusing me with me and my sister, mate. It was the blonde hair that
You're a little bit of Are you serious? Have a look at this.
Yeah.
Watch
Look,
this.
It was
Shut
a
up.
bit. It was a
Watch
bit.
this.
It was a bit too late,
Look at
man.
that,
It was a bit too late,
It's
mate.
jumped
The West Coast
forward.
Eagles player dropped
Look
his
at
leg.
this. Shut up. Have a look at this. He's jumped forward.
He had a chance to
Forward, you
change
banana.
that
Shut up,
accent.
man. He's seriously,
You know what?
bro.
He ran
Seriously, bro,
he
you
ran
really
into
have.
the goalie. The goalie's done the right thing. He's braced himself. The other day, the MRO said 3 weeks. All right, 3 weeks. It is
All
what
I'm
it is.
saying is, it doesn't matter what it is. All we're saying, we're discussing it, and you're trying to defend that because it's a Collingwood player. You're a disgrace, man.
No.
You are a disgrace.
There you go.
Well done. Well played.
So a little bit of like humour, but then we get into the serious issues, and that's how it is. Yeah. So that's it. So everyone get on. As I said, Legends of Jumper Punch, 8 p.m, Blue Sunday, 7:30 on the Sunday, and Forever Arrival, 7 p.m. on a Wednesday. And,
Correct.
And this one's going to be because Collingwood lost, so we've got a little bit of a...
Yeah, there's a little bit of... Yeah, that's how
I can
well
get
we're
a
going.
lot out of that loss.
You go for it.
I'm going to go for it, mate.
Well, there's nothing else to go for, is there, at the moment?
Done. All right.
All right, what have we got next? Well, that's the formalities
That's
and
the formalities,
commitments out the
right.
way. But before we get into Rocco's rant, let's talk about our guest.
Yes.
Who's here? So, Matula, how did you follow the channel? How did you get into Carlton? What's your story? Inform the listeners and the audience of your Carlton story to get comfortable on the couch for the next 4 hours.
I was just a mad Carlton supporter from when I was a teenager.
Love it.
The only family member that was
Oh, really?
footy, yeah.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
How does that work?
I don't know.
I love that. That's awesome.
I reckon out of all my immediate family, it was just me.
That's why there's no explanation why someone loves a particular side or why they love the footy. It's just no explanation, is there?
I just sort of followed my cousin.
Yeah, it always someone kind of like...
Shout out to Tessie.
Yeah,
Hello, Tessie. Hello.
And ever since then, I've just loved the club.
That's amazing.
So much. And yeah, back in the day, we weren't able to go to the footy as much.
Yeah.
So I would stay in my room with the big stereo, listen to the footy.
listen
to have my books
on a Saturday afternoon.
Listening to 3LO or 3AW.
Yeah, that's it.
Listening to it with a book, writing down the scores, the goal kickers. Like I just I love it. I love it. And the very first game I went to, a friend of mine took me in 1988. That was the Carlton Collingwood game where Silvani took.
The hanger.
That was my very first game. So that
Did we
was
win that game?
special. No, we lost.
Oh, did we lose that game?
Yeah, we did.
We took
lost
that thing
in 88.
That was my very first
In 88.
game. Yeah.
Okay.
And do you know the last time we played Collingwood in the final? In 1988.
Was it really?
Yes.
Wow.
I don't remember that.
Holy moly.
But yeah, I don't. But yeah, that was it. And ever since then, just trying to go just go when I can.
Like we all do.
It's hard to at the moment.
I go, but yeah.
Who was the pick of your, when you were younger, who did you, idolise as a player? Who was it?
Kernahan for me.
Sticks.
Kernahan, Silvani,
He's
Bradley.
my man.
They were my days.
Yeah.
Robert Heatley, Stand.
Oh, it was the best.
Watching football at its best for me.
It was the best. The fact that, and you mentioned something there, listen to the footy on the radio, right?
Yeah.
It's a unique experience.
It is that's a good word. That's a very good
You like the word?
good way to
I'm getting
describe it.
No, it is,
The
because
words
what
have the
happens is...
reservoir here.
No, well, what happens is now you've got all the footage, the replays, you can watch it. Those days there, I mean, you only got a little bit of footage at night, right?
Absolutely.
So you used to watch that radio and then your imagination hit.
Exactly.
And you used to listen to because a commentator made the pictures.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you used to sit there and like visualise whole games, And I used to sit there and go, when they were going, they're kicking the Heatley stand, I used to go, all right, they're kicking that way, let's go, And it was almost like I used to visualise the whole game.
Yeah.
It's an amazing experience that I don't think young people will ever understand.
Well, I mean, you can always tune into sen.com. No. Have the SEN app to have a listen to
Absolutely.
to have a listen to the footy on the. It's a different. I think it's calling football on the radio is because you have to. You're painting a picture for everybody.
100%.
Because people don't know where the ball is, and you've got people who are vision impaired who need to listen to the radio
100%.
to get involved with
100%.
that in that way. We have a lot of vision impaired people.
100%, they do.
It's still really needed.
And they rely on that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
as I said, and I can actually understand that, well, not being, but, understand how you guys, the commentators, you paint that picture and you watch it, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, I remember sitting like in my front yard with the little radio, you know what I mean? Listening to I remember specific games, just listening there, and you stare at the radio like it's the TV, you know.
My mum's hearing me scream.
Yeah.
Screaming, whether winning or losing. It was
So how did you, before we wriggle on, how did you come across this and the channel? And I'm intrigued.
Social media,
Okay. Yeah.
and ever since then.
What were your first impressions?
I loved it. Loved it. No, and legit.
I think so. I think like years ago, before like Blue Abroad and the 27 podcasts now that are Carlton, right?
How many are there? So many.
There's so many. But before that, like you used to look for content.
Yeah,
And there was only like one or two. Like there
mainstream as well.
There was a mainstream, and then as far as content, there was Big Footy. I remember listening to, and there was the one with Andy Marr.
Yep.
There was that one there.
And Paulie.
And that was about it. There wasn't much more, you know what I mean? So every week you used to wait for those to just to have a listen to, you know. Now we're blessed, you know, we've got so much and we can choose who we want to listen to, you know, so.
Yeah, so it's all these channels, even Blue Abroad. I started with Blue Abroad, really took well to the way Terry was bringing out the show, and then Pommy, and then I started watching you guys, and then almost Blues Brothers, and it's just like, and now Forever Rivals.
Yeah, Forever Rivals.
Gotta make it longer, a little bit longer.
Yeah, I know, but
need a little bit more banter.
He can't. He doesn't want to.
Because then we got Legends of the Jumper Punch afterwards.
Yeah, I know.
What
we got to
Can
probably
it start earlier?
We could.
Do you remember when the Monday shows used to be in that studio?
Yeah.
When Terry and
they used to go, and it was all the way like
Cranbourne. I remember, mate, there was a time when I was going, and like you got to be there. You know, you had to be there like just before 7, blah, blah. And the traffic, the Monash on the way out there. Oh my goodness!
And they used to do it in the studio.
It's good fun though.
Yeah, that's it. It was all a learning experience, man.
Absolutely.
The whole thing is a learning experience.
Okay, Michael Boss.
Yes. Green shoots. It's all.
All right,
we're ready.
Ready, Freddie.
All right, let's do it. Let's have a listen to this.
Three, two, one. Rocco's rant!
You got scared.
No, I didn't get scared.
I think everyone else is going to be scared now. What have you got for us, Rocco?
All right.
Talk to us.
Let's start with this. All right. Listen. I was thinking about something. I was speaking to someone during the week, right?
Right.
And they said a comment, and I thought about it, right?
Okay, yeah.
And the comment was,
Right, yep.
Carlton owe you nothing.
Carlton owes you nothing.
Right? And at the time, I thought about it, and I thought, they're right, they don't owe me nothing, you know what I mean? But I've changed my mind.
Ooh.
And to that person, you were wrong. You were wrong. Because I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, Carlton do owe me something. They absolutely owe me something. And they don't owe Rocco from the Jumper Punch something.
Yes.
They own Rocco, the member, and the supporter something.
Right.
You 100% owe me something. And I'll tell you why. When I interview these past players, right, I always ask them a question about when they first ran out.
Right.
And when there was like 100,000 people yelling and screaming, how was that feeling? And they always say the same thing. It was amazing. It was electrifying. You know, it was an experience that you can't buy. It was an experience that I never forgot.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason they get that experience is because of me. And when I say me, I mean all of us.
The fans, yes.
Because of me. That's why you got that experience. An experience that you can't buy. It's an experience you can't buy. You get that unique feeling because of us. Because if we weren't there, you'd be running out into an empty ground and you wouldn't get that unique feeling. So when I think about it, I think you do owe me something. You do owe me something, because I'll tell you why you owe me something. Because the time that you put into that game and the time that you play, your time is not any more valuable than my time that I spend giving you that unique experience. So you do owe me something. To all the administration, and I keep harping on about this, right? You owe me something, because that position that you hold at that club is unique, and it's a privilege that you get to like control and make decisions in one of the biggest clubs in Australia, right? I'll give you an example. Luke Sayers might be the president of Sayers Industry and that, but being the Carlton president is something you can't buy. Well, maybe he did. It's something you can't buy. It's a privilege. It's a privilege, right? And the reason you got that privilege is because of me, because of our membership and our support, to be the president of the Carlton Football Club. So you too owe me something. And the other one is the supporters. I'm going to say this. You supporters owe someone something. You owe this person an apology. And that's Mr. Vince Lochisano. I'm going to tell you something about Vince Lochisano. 2 years ago, when he made a stance for the club, there were certain people who laughed and ridiculed him. There were certain people that said he was doing this for his own benefit. Well, let me tell you something about what he achieved 2 years ago, people. If he didn't do what he wanted to do, right at this moment, right, people that are saying that they want the board to be spilled, those people there, I'm going to explain something to you. Right at this moment, if he didn't do what he had to do, you would have needed 4,439 signatures just to get a meeting. Do you understand? 4,439 signatures just to get a meeting, right? Because of what he did while he was battling cancer, mind you, right? For the love of the club, all you need now is 100 signatures and you can get that general meeting, and you can put up a ticket and you can do whatever the hell you want. Now, I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm saying because of that, right, is the reason now that you even get that opportunity. So to all the people that sat there and said, oh, he's doing it for himself, man, I'd have a good hard look at yourselves. All right? So I'm going to finish off by saying you do owe me something. For all the time I put into that club as far as a member and a supporter, you do owe me something. And just remember, when that Luke Sayers and that board started their presidency, they started with a deception. They started with a deception because they tried to deceive the members, right, into taking away some of their rights. And I'd never known a relationship to end well that started on a deception. So just remember, I'm going to finish off with this. Carlton Football Club, yes, you owe me something.
That's your best rant to date.
You saved it for me.
That's your best rant. That's actually your best rant to date. That is really your best rant to date. Honestly, I got a bit emotional.
I know.
That. Well, I actually got a bit of a lump in the throat. I'm not taking the piss. I actually
Yep, I was thinking about that a lot, and that meant a lot to me, especially over some of the things that happened during the week and then some of the other things. And I think now we get to this stage over a club that we love so much, you know what I mean? And then people say, oh, you know, they don't owe you nothing. No, wait a sec. Man, my time's just as valuable as your time.
It's a very, before we get onto the actual footy, and I don't know what you think, but I feel everything's very toxic at the moment.
It is.
Just with everything, and we've seen, and you'll show it later, we've seen certain things come out during social media during the week, and you know, it's who am I to judge? how people react and what they do.
And we were saying this before.
Mate, who am I to judge?
We were saying this before.
You know, I don't know. What do you think about it all? What's going on?
It's all a mess. It's all a shamble. Everything's just, it's all a mess.
And tell me something, Tula, like, it is seriously like, you've got your family and you've got Carlton. Like, it's almost on par. Like, the feelings that we have for this club and this jumper is almost on par to your family, mate. Like, I'm telling you. And then people say, oh, you know, blah, blah, don't worry about it, it's a joke, blah, blah, blah. Man,
club means something.
It means more than something.
Exactly. Absolutely.
It means, and sometimes I think they don't get that. They don't understand what this means to us. You know what I mean? So, and it gets people upset. And then we saw those videos where people got upset and that. And I don't judge them. But my question is, what brought a man, or what brought a group of people to act like that?
Can we bring them forward? I know you've got them for later in the show. Just scroll down. Can we just have a look at them? Because I think
it's only one I've got, but here it is.
All right. Well, scroll up, Rocco. It should be on the right-hand side there. Yeah, there it is. All right. Well, we were going to do it later in the show, but let's do it now.
Boys. Here we go. Give some of them.
As you can see, a scarf's been thrown. I don't know if membership cards have been thrown.
Step on the scarf.
People are pointing at. Someone's thrown another scarf. Like it's.
And now many things are being said here. They're being screaming out. Like, this is sad.
Sard's picked up and thrown something back. Like it's.
This is sad to see, but I can understand.
We can understand.
I can.
And imagine now, another thing, imagine how the players feel walking down that race. I mean, let's be serious. The players, they would be absolutely devastated.
Absolutely.
And the way they're feeling that the people who love them are turning against them. You know, they're turning against them.
It's when you're so emotionally attached to a football club or emotionally attached to something, and something doesn't go the way you expect it, how are you going to react?
Well, we don't know.
And that's done in public, right?
Yeah.
So that's done in public. And for people who say, oh, what they said was a disgrace, blah, 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 don't tell me that you've never said anything like that to someone
100%.
that you love or someone that you... People have said stupid things to everyone. My parents have said stuff to me. I've said stuff to them. Like, it just... The harder you love, the harder you come down on stuff like that, right? And
of course.
There's another video that's circled around as well, I think, from over the other side.
So some more words. Probably best we don't play that, because there's a lot of harsh words said about that.
Disgrace.
And all that.
Take the jumper off and all that. But I think you mentioned it too, and it's not to condone that type of behaviour or anything like that, but you've got to ask the right question. Like, why is that happening? Why has it all become, why has it all become like this?
Well, is it because you expect so much, and then the promises that haven't come through, you know what I mean? And then the continuous, like, either lies or just false promises, it's just building up, and you get to a stage where you just can't take it anymore. And to tell you the truth, I'm embarrassed. I go out, right, in public, right, I'm always proud of my jumper and that, but I'm telling you, when you talk about Carlton now, you bob your head a little bit. You're a little bit embarrassed of what's going on there. And the problem is, we can't do nothing about it. We can, but at the moment we're just sitting here and I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. I'm making jokes about my own side now as a mechanism to cope with this.
Exactly. Yeah. It's what's the word? Apathy. I've used.
Yep.
Yes, you've used that word quite a bit. Yeah.
Everyone's associating me with that word now. Like you get to a point where, and that's when, and this is why I keep saying, is that like it's the death of the club.
It is.
Like this, not the actual death of the Carlton football, but the death of like the group and the people there at the moment, right? And there are some new faces and stuff. I'm talking about the core group and the majority of people who've been there through the majority of this over the last like 5 to 8 years. And once apathy starts creeping in, like you're done, because no one. Not that, well, no one really cares. Like, there's no...
To say that, yeah.
But tell me something. You say it's not the death of the club, but could it be if things continue?
Well, as in, like, the club will cease to exist.
I don't think it'll cease to exist.
But I know what you mean. Like,
you
you're
lose that fabric of the club.
The doldrums of despair for so long.
I'll give you an example. You know, like Fitzroy, not that we're going to end up like Fitzroy. You know, Fitzroy at one stage won like 8 premierships. They were like...
Yeah.
They were the king of the world.
15 wooden spoons, did they win?
Later on after that. But before that, they were one of the big clubs, mate, in the early 40s and 50s and 60s.
Do you believe in curses and stuff like that?
No. Sure.
You're Greek, you believe in curses.
No, I
don't you have the blue eye?
No.
The malokya, what I call
No.
I don't know.
I don't believe in curses, but I do believe in if things aren't done.
What does the motherly touch of Matula have to say about all this? We need a
the
motherly touch. What does the women's perspective say about this?
I'm just heartbroken.
That's
broken.
good work. That's perfect.
I'm broken. Like they're breaking me slowly.
That's perfect. We're broken.
I know it sounds a bit maybe over the top.
No, I don't think it is.
I'm broke. I
don't think it is.
I've taken my son who's 25, nearly 26. He's seen way more losses than wins.
That's the other sad thing, is watching your kids go through this. Like, I watch my 17-year-old go through it. He's broken.
Yeah.
He's broken. Like, he's already saying on next week, I'll see you Sunday, we'll go to the game. He's already, I don't think it'll ever stop him, but he's broken.
Yeah.
This is what they're doing.
Yeah, it's just
and
it's
it's not even
to see
about
them like the way that, I don't know, maybe I go back to the past and I shouldn't do that.
But unfortunately that's where we're getting out. That's what we remember. Like, people go, you shouldn't remember, but
that was a good time.
That was a good time. What do you want me to go back to? That's what I remember.
People, when you're in desperate times, like, people will just try and cling to anything.
That.
And you cling on to that, mate. This is what I was saying last week or the week before. I was saying this is the club I connect with.
Yeah.
The old Carlton.
Yeah.
This is what I want.
I think there's got to be a phase where when you come back to that, the moment you get away from that, because like you get this phase like last season where we're like, oh, geez, things have turned. Like, we're playing good football, everyone's up and about. You give them a little bit of a pass because of what happened with the injuries and blah, blah, blah. And then you get back to everything's just gone to the shit.
Yep.
We're stuffed, blah, blah, blah. So you cling on to something. Once you get away from, you hit the top, you come back here, you cling on to something else. Once you get away from that, that's when you can start moving forward as a club. Because, like, even the club are doing it too now, like with and people would have seen my tweet as well about like the 16 flags.
The 16 clubs, yeah.
Like, it's even the club and like even the AFL too are trying to get supporters to cling on, just to cling on. Like, there are 85,000 people there.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
And they do. They want Carlton. That's why they're doing that.
I've got a question for both of you. And I'll ask Matula first. And I asked this on air the other night. And this, it wasn't me being facetious or anything like that, but what did you make of that 16 flag display? Personally, I don't like that stuff.
I don't know.
I didn't like it.
It was nice to see, but what does it mean now?
That's what I mean.
I knew about it during the week.
Yeah.
Because I was at the club and they told me about it.
Yeah.
And they said, this is what we're going to do. And my first reaction was, oh.
Yeah, it's like,
All right. Is that what we're focusing on? Like, it's a...
Malthouse said it right, and I know he copped a big flag. He was spot on with what he said. He goes, Collingwood's got a big windscreen, Carlton have got a big rearview mirror at the club. And that's the... And it's not to, like, and this is the thing, and I know we will get on the game soon, but it's all part of it, is... I'm not denigrating past players or anything, because they're amazing people. We're good mates with Ange, and...
Yeah.
I don't like how the club use them.
Oh, it's really bad.
I really don't like that.
Yeah.
And because they're so proud and they're so passionate and they're so...
Who they use us?
No, the past players. They pull on their heartstrings as well. It's like, it's... I think they're being used up in the wrong way.
Oh, exactly right. They're
being used up in the wrong way.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the problem. And it's not, and I know I was saying to you last week is that, we've got all these past things that we refer to and all this kind of stuff. But you can honour your past by playing good football in the present. Don't
100%.
live your past.
Yeah.
Don't live, because you'll never move on. Like, you just, like, it's just and this is the thing, and I tried, like, I kind of got I was a bit peeved with it during the week, but I know how many flags the football club's won.
Yeah.
I know we've won 60. I don't need it displayed every single day, or at every I know it's one game. I know how many we've won. Big deal. It's done now.
At the end of the day, it is a big deal.
Doesn't mean anything anymore to me.
It doesn't.
I'm not associated with it. The people at the club are not associated with it. They're just associated with it by proxy because they're part of.
100%.
They're the torchbearers now.
So why did they do this? The presentation of the 16. Both clubs agreed it, or
it was a bit of an
game.
AFL thing. It was a bit of an AFL thing. It was, and it had been. I was informed that it had been planned for a little while beforehand, right? Yeah. And they're all trying to sort of like get the positive emotions up and try to get people to cling on to something and get them to the games, and which they have. I will admit they have done a good job at.
Oh,
they've done a great job at. But it's almost emotional manipulation.
It is
when you think about it. And I'm not. This is not me having a go at the club or anything, because I'm not going to name his name or anything because I wouldn't do it. But a club employee messaged me saying, "Oh, you know, I saw your tweet about the 16 flags, but this has been planned for months. You know, like as a thing, we don't scheme things or anything like that." And I said to him, "I go, mate. I go, I'm not having a go at you. I go, you're an individual. You're just a team there. I go, this is a club-wide issue. Okay, this is the problem. You're just a man. You're doing your job, right? This is at the top, and it seeds its way all the way down. And this is the problem: is that when people are picking out individuals, that's why nothing's changed, because we've done that for years and years, and nothing's changed. And I said to him, I go, the problem now is that if a steadfast club who looks into the future would have said, look, I know we had this thing planned, but no.
Yeah, that's right. No. On the move, mate. Start making decisions on the move for the benefit of the club.
No.
Yeah.
No. Not at this time.
I agree, especially where we're at and the turmoil and everything.
It's
that's
like,
happening.
and it's a derby, right? It's a run of the mill derby. Yeah, it's a big game against Essendon, but in the Premier League, and I know like the soccer's a bit different, but if a club's won, like just Arsenal for instance, like they don't, like if they play against Tottenham, they don't bring out the 13 league titles they've won at a game. They don't bring out the goals. They don't do that. You're here now. Focus on the game now. You know, and I know like that's people go, but that's not what lost them the game. Obviously not, but I'm not saying that. The people miss the point when they say that. It's like one tiny minuscule issue in a whole problem of things.
It is, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, listen. Oh, look, there'll be plenty to talk about, I suppose. You want to get into this one?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so that's what we're here for. Is this a wild world of Carlton?
It is a bloody wild world of Carlton.
So let's have a look. First of all, of course, we're going to have to look at the scores. Yep, the scores come up when Carlton
16-52 to what was it? 13-8-86.
It's 3 weeks in a row. The Devil's number 666 we've kicked.
Have we really?
In the last 3 weeks, we've kicked 666.
I'm going to have a look at that. Actually, I'm very in tune with that kind of stuff. Hold on.
So that's what exactly happened. 666. Tell me if I'm correct.
We've kicked 6 goals against Essendon, 6 goals against Melbourne, and 6 goals.
The Devil's number, mate. The Devil's number.
We need some blissification at the club.
We need some
holy water.
Have we still got that holy water here, by the way? I don't know. No, I'm not sure if we do. Anyway.
No, we haven't got the holy water, but we definitely got the rosary beads.
Yeah, we need those.
Let's have a look at some shit stats.
Well, they weren't really that bad when you look at it, but the one that really stands out, we have more. Well, but this has been the problem. We go
the inside 50s again. Now we did it. We've
field territory battle. We win. Blah blah blah. Again, you know. But look at the tackle count.
Exactly. Do you know that is the lowest tackle count for like 2 years or something?
No, 8 years.
8 years.
It's the lowest tackle count we've had in 8 years.
Oh wow.
33 tackles.
Very bad.
33.
Were we like this last year with the tackles, or?
No, not at all. Not at all. No. We were polar opposite, I think.
And even inside 50s, man, 7 tackles.
Yeah, not great. Considering we had way more inside 50s, you'd have thought that number would be higher. But they had less inside 50s and more tackles inside 50, almost tripled.
100%, man. Look, it's more than just those. With stats, I don't. Stats are stats, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
What do you make of it, Latour? What's your overall synopsis of the game?
You're at the game.
You're our guest. You go first.
It was just the first half there was a bit of more effort. There was
Decent.
a little bit better, but then it was just misery. It was terrible.
After that, yeah.
It was terrible. Missing
Even
the third quarter, they just gave up.
The third quarter was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
I felt like I had a little bit of hope at half time. I thought, okay, but it was still just so inaccurate. We just can't get the ball in there.
Well, we did it again where those limited opportunities we get, we stuff them up. And we can have a look at some of them, but we stuff them up. And then we put ourselves in that position, and then when we need to maybe either buckle down and make sure they don't do anything or attack ourselves, we just let them loose for 15 minutes and it was all over.
And they can't keep it in their 50. They get it out so easily.
That's spot on.
They get it out so easily.
Yeah.
There's no tackles, there's no pressure there to keep it. And
not only no pressure, there's like Essendon, all of them, all the teams, their system of getting the ball out is so structured and it's so easy.
Yeah. You see how many times they had the handball release to a running player, and it's
And the other thing, I've been saying this for ages, you have a look, man, their wingers, their wide receivers, whoever they are, they hold their positions, man. They go wide and they give that release. We don't do it. You look at it, it's always in tight. You know what I mean? It's always in tight. There's no one holding their position for that
I think
release.
there were moments in that first half where Blake Acres really got out and they butchered.
So in that first half, I actually said to my son, I was going, wow, they're actually taking on the game and they're actually going through the middle.
No, they were. No, they were.
That's what I was
Absolutely.
saying. The first half was okay.
I figured, all right.
They'd flicked the switch. And I was kind of like, when we got into half time, I'm like, fuck, it's not good enough. But it was more me referring to the way we were finishing our plays. And I thought, all right, because we dominated that second quarter with regards to keeping the ball in our front half, but just couldn't finish.
No, they can't finish. And that's a big issue in the game. For us, it's been a big issue.
And then it just feels like everything that they're doing, all the right things that they are doing, they're not being rewarded for at the moment on the scoreboard.
And that hurts the team.
And especially this team, because they're mentally a bit fragile.
100%.
And my worry coming into half-time was like, oh, God, they've had all the play in that second quarter, and I fear that because of what Vossi said a couple of weeks ago, they need that nourishment on the scoreboard to keep going. That when they came out after half-time, I was a little bit worried. And then that first goal went in for the Bombers, and it was just...
And once they miss once...
Oh, who's that? Is that your phone?
Yeah.
So apologies.
Once they miss once, it's almost contagious, and it just brings down... Yeah, it's just...
And then once Essendon got that goal, it was like...
The floodgates opened.
It did.
I didn't expect... Oh, no, sorry. I was... As soon as that first goal went in, I was like, uh-oh.
And then the other one came, and then I knew.
And I don't want to feel that about my team. I don't ever want to feel that about my team.
So if we feel that,
I imagine what they feel on the ground, and you can see how tight they got.
Yep.
You can see how tight they got. And look, credit to Essendon, they were really good in that third term, really, really good. But they weren't anything absolutely amazing. They just did the basic things. I should just open a Pepsi Max.
No, that's to Mars.
There you go.
Mazula.
There you go, Mars Tula. There you go.
Cheers
To Mars.
Aren't you lucky you're not here?
Oh, God. He's in Italy doing his thing. Yeah. Good man. Lucky. So,
I don't know.
Part of me feels for them. Part of me feels for them because that's a human element, right? But...
No, part of me does feel for the players. I really do feel. Don't get me wrong. I don't think the players aren't trying.
No, it's not. It's not that. It's not that. And I do actually believe that you can try too hard. Yeah. I really do agree because I do think there's a point where, and I don't know if you two think this, but there's a point where because you're on struggle street, you feel the need to be like, got to get to this contest, I've got to get to this ball, and then your structure sort of goes out, 100%. And a team that's flowing and playing with cohesion and that's what happened in that third term. Essendon are up and about, they got a bit of confidence. How many times did they hit that ball that was like that high off the
100%.
ground, and we can't.
And we'll show a few.
We can't do that. You know.
And the other thing I think what they'll do is, you're saying like they'll try too hard, but also the fear of making mistakes makes them making mistakes, because I'm sure they're getting the ball and going, fuck, I've got to hit him. I've got to hit him. And they actually, like, I always say, like in golf, when you're playing golf, and if you start thinking, oh, I don't want to slice, you slice it.
Yep.
You shouldn't be thinking that. And same with goal kicking. If you start thinking, don't miss, it's like saying, you know, like, don't think of tennis balls. And all you do is think of tennis balls. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing. Don't make a mistake, and you make a mistake. And they're in that zone now where they're worried about making mistakes. You know, they shouldn't be in that.
Yeah.
They should be enjoying their football. I'm not enjoying watching it. I'm sure they're not enjoying playing it.
No, they're not. And I know their words. And Charlie came out today. I don't know if you saw what Charlie said. He's like, you know, he goes, it's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard. And he's a winner. Like, as in the way he plays his football, he's a match winner. But
so whose fault's all this?
And how do they snap out of it? And do they snap out of it?
Well, I've got a way for them to snap out of it.
Okay.
But we'll get onto that a little bit later. This is my tallest doing, by the way. So.
I know.
I'm over ripping them. It's not.
Getting nowhere.
It gets you nowhere. You know, and people can go over the fence and shout obscene. And look, I understand why people do that, and I get why people do it.
And there's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with, like, letting out your emotions and that.
Yeah.
But we're here now as fans, as supporters.
Solutions.
Exactly. We're here for solutions. We're not
and what
just.
are the solutions?
Well, it's not that easy.
No, I know.
If we had them, but it's got to start somewhere.
I need a solution to my hunger.
The hunger, yeah. It's got to start somewhere. One thing has to start somewhere. To me, it's always about the leaders. You need someone to lead the way, and to me, it's always from the top. You have the top person has to be the one who leads the way. It's got to be. It's got to be. If he sets a standard, it flows down to everybody else. I always say this about work. At work, right? If you can get away with stuff, you'll get away with it. Yeah. Every day of the week, mate. You will try to get away with something until, like, there's an iron fist that goes, you know, and then you start to toe the line. But if you can get, and they're the same with players, if they can get away, like for training, for example, they can get away with, you know, one less handball. I'm telling you, not many people are that motivated where they want to do the extra stuff.
Yeah.
They'll get away with it. This is enough for today. This is enough for today. You know what I mean? No, it's not enough for today. That's where I think it all starts at the top. It's got to start from the top, man. You got to see leadership, man. You got to follow somebody.
Yeah. Do we have any good young leaders off the field?
We said this. We said this last time, and we still can't think about any. Who's the young leader off the field? This is the problem. You're already taking too long to think about it.
Yeah, I can't think of one person at the pinnacle. And as I said, I can't think of one person who's like the centerpiece of the club. Like every club has it. Every club has a centerpiece that you.
So in the 90s, like our era, right? 95. Who was
Sticks?
Always.
See?
Like, and
he weren't even there.
And he's not at the top of the chain, but he was.
He was.
You know,
but he was almost like that person, that next person who was taking control.
Yeah.
But who was on top of him?
Well, Jack Elliott.
See what I mean? It's simple. It's simple. There was Jack Elliott, there was Sticks, and then from there it just leaderships galore.
Yeah.
It just kept on, like it just flowed for a leader.
So that's what we're trying to find now.
Right.
Not people like that, but I'm saying like people who can produce something similar to that. How they do it.
And then people go, oh, Brian Cook's the man.
He could be.
He could be. But let me tell you something about Brian Cook, right?
How old is he?
Well, first of all, he's 108 years old, right? That's the first thing, right? He was ready to retire. They've pulled him out of retirement and said, that's already a bit of a red flag. So, mate, mentally, I was out. Now, it's like Al Pacino, you know, like in The Godfather. I was out. They dragged me back in.
Just before I was out, they pulled me back in.
That's right. So, and it's almost like they drag. All right, but so they say he's the man. right? It could be. But do you think that even he's come in and gone, far out? Mate, this is nothing like I thought it was.
Yeah. It's a lot worse.
I'm telling you, Carlton is this beast.
Yeah.
It's his beast, man. Like, as big as we are.
It's almost self-consuming.
It is. Yeah. And I even think that Cook's gone to a stage gone,
his hands are up.
Mate, I didn't know this was like this.
Yeah.
I would have asked for double if I knew. I don't know, like...
Well, see what he keeps saying? He goes, the passion is like... He goes, I've never experienced something.
That's what I mean. He's saying...
Yeah. And the other thing too, when we're at the AGM, when I spoke to him for a little while, he said, like, because the AGM got a bit, like, heated, right?
Can you imagine that one today?
Oh, my God. The AGM got heated, and he said, he goes, geez, I've never experienced anything like that. So even he's been a bit, you know, and then this might not be what he feels now, but I felt that he was a little bit startled with it all, you know?
So everyone that comes to that club, I feel, is the same. They get there and they go, you know, the Blues, yeah, and then they get there and go, far out, mate, this is tough.
Yep.
And this is why I say I think us as a supporter base, rocking up, and I keep saying it's only half your duty. You know, that's only half your duty. So asking the right questions is part of what you need to do. Supporting them unequivocally is what you need to do. And when I say supporting, like I never leave early. That's one. That's for me. That's the non-negotiable.
I have.
Look, everyone's different, right?
Sorry.
But see, that's what I mean, and that's part of what we need to.
I actually watch them until they're off the ground. It's like,
what was the noise like at the game? Like, was it?
Oh, towards the end, it was just
dead.
all less.
What about before? Because I wasn't. Because
People were
obviously
leaving at half time.
I had work commitments, obviously with the station, and I wasn't there. But it I felt leading into the game, it felt
the buzz was there.
Good. Yeah, I felt
the buzz
it on
was
the socials
there,
and saw it, and yeah.
So the buzz was there, and I think there was this little bit of excitement by people saying, I think everyone was thinking the same, going, you know what, we can take this. You know,
like I said, after half time, I thought, you know, we were still there, we were inaccurate.
This is the game.
If only.
And that's the problem. It's if only.
If only. We've had too many if only this year.
And I was saying this, I saw one of the supporters come up to me and he goes, oh, what do you think? And I'll go, yeah, you know, like I think we can do it. But the problem is, like, I'm hoping that we can get it right.
Yeah, it's not a belief of, like, you look at, and I don't want to compare us to, well, you can compare us to Collingwood because you need to have some sort of benchmark.
Course.
They're down by 4 goals. Their supporters are like, no, we know these guys have got it in them. We know they can come back.
Even today, with seconds to go.
Yeah, they were.
I was watching it going, you know, mate, when they kicked that last goal, I'm going, mate, they could do this again, you know.
Yes.
Where we've asked, I'm telling you, 2 goals, 3 goals, 4 goals, forget it. Yeah, it's done.
Now this is the thing, and I don't want, because it's not about rearview mirror, but I'm just trying to compare the two. So you look back at both games last year, and they were red hot.
Like, thanks, Ange.
Look at Mother's house out. Both games were like red hot. Both teams just going at it. Tough game. Big tackles. Big moments. Big goals. And it was a kick in both. Under a kick in both games.
Yeah.
And you kind of, people kind of let us off, not let us off the hook, but you were like, okay, maybe, like Collingwood had a pretty fit list. They were pretty healthy. Carlton had injuries throughout both games. Blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
You're like, okay, well, they're probably on even keel. I know Collingwood finished in the top 4, but if a few things had gone Carlton's way, could have gone the other way. So you're probably asking Carlton to win, and this is what I was saying before the season started. I was asking for another 2 to 3 wins. And I thought, if we have a healthy list, is that an outlandish...
No, the way we finish it, it's not outlandish. You know, like...
You know what I mean?
2 or 3 wins
and that's
was...
the thing. So now I look at what Collingwood are doing, and I look at what we're doing, and to me, the only difference is here.
It is here. Because we are not...
That's all it is.
We are not a bottom 4 list. We are not a bottom 4
but
list.
We're playing like that.
We're playing like a bottom 4, but we're not that list.
No,
it's impossible that we're that list. And what upsets me even more is the teams that pass us on a yearly basis.
Adelaide.
Now, this year, you look at this.
Hawthorn.
Last year was maybe... This year was St Kilda. Even Hawthorn.
Yep.
Now we're playing. I'm telling you, North Melbourne aren't that far off us. And the only reason West Coast...
The ladder says we're not.
And the only reason West Coast is so bad is because of their injuries.
We're 3 games ahead of West Coast.
That's bad.
We are 3 games ahead of West Coast.
Well, I think now 30 games we've won 8.
Shit. Well, how many have we won since... So since that losing block against Adelaide last year, what have we won? We lost 4 then. Lost the last 4 last year. We've won 4 this year.
4.
What are we? 4 and
1 draw.
4 wins, 1 draw. And how many losses have we had this year?
So it's 13 plus 4, 17. So we've had 4 wins in 17 games.
That's tragic.
It is. It's
It is.
bad.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Well, this
8.
round 13.
It's 4 and 12. 4 wins, 12 losses since that Adelaide loss last year.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of the end then.
It was. Well, the beginning of the end for mine, my head kept telling me that Collingwood game last year killed them. Broke them. Like, you just...
last
because,
game.
Yeah, because that was like...
Yeah. And you
talk about pressure and having to handle pressure, like that is the epitome of it. And when you fail under that type of pressure and it's replicated again and again and again, it's you can't, like, you just mentally break down. That's what you've seen this year.
100%.
I was fearful that was going to happen. That's what I was fearful about. So
You know, that's funny to say because Paul Meldrum interview, at the end we ask him about it. And he actually says that. He goes, those losses could affect you. Like those losses.
Mate, but it has.
And it has now, you know what I mean? It has. This is, as I said, this is deeper than just kicks and handballs now.
Yeah.
Because seeing the decline of players too is very alarming.
It's sad, man.
We've got players now that you got people like Zach Fisher has gone completely backwards. O'Brien doesn't look like he'll ever play a game again. Dow is Dow, you know what they're doing to him or whatever. But even other players, like look at Akers.
Yeah, cooked. Yeah.
I expected so much more from him.
He's one of the worst disposals. I don't know what's going on there.
I was excited to hear that we're going to get a somewhat decent winger.
I know. And you know when he came in...
Every time he gets the ball, I just feel like he's just going to stuff it up.
Well, we were joking about it. We go, like, he gets the ball and we're going, this will go out on the full. He's in the middle of the ground and we go, this will go out on the full because I've seen it so many times. You know the other one I was thinking? Have you ever seen a Brownlow medalist drop off so bad the year after?
The Brownlow Blues.
Well, I don't know if it's the Blues. I don't know if he's injured, but if he's injured, first of all,
swallow your pride.
Don't play him.
Yeah.
Well, and if he's saying
he's a big boy,
but if he's saying he wants to play and he's injured, where are the leaders above him going, mate? You're not playing.
I'm questioning his leadership this year. Really questioning his leadership this year, but he just. The reason I do is because I know what he's capable of, and we all know what he's capable of, right? And he is a finals footballer. The problem is everything around him is just... And a man can only take so much.
And he has, and he's given his all, and I think he's broken now.
I think he is too.
I think he's broken.
I think he's just... I really do feel for him, and it's not to absolve him of criticism, because he would probably be the hardest on himself too, but... I've got to question it. I've got to question it.
Well, you do.
You know.
Did you watch any of the fan cams? I was expecting you boys to come on.
I was at work. I was at work.
I was busy.
I was waiting to see if I'd have a little rant.
I was on air taking phone calls.
Oh, okay. You would have copped it there.
Well,
no, it's good fun.
But
I saved the rant for here, but I mean, we finished the game and then me and Dylan went to go and get something to eat, and then we come home, and then to tell you the truth, I was working on the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I didn't really get on it, but I was keeping an eye on it.
I did, and Jad made an interesting point. He just said that he wanted to just
jumper punch his very own.
Oh,
Jad. Big shoes to fill here.
He was raging it.
He just thinks that the captaincy needs to be stripped.
Yeah, he went flat out. I think even Terry just goes, all right, relax.
Take a deep... He was very... And I love the passion. I love that.
This is the thing. The passion is what's important here. Like it
scares people too.
It does.
Scares people.
He was just,
Well, to question your leader, to question the board, to question the club. I mean, now, like, I'm getting angry. Oh, you'll see later. I'm going
to get more angrier than you did before.
I'm getting angry at people at the club where I shouldn't be angry at, and I'm thinking now I'm even blaming them for our demise, you know. But I even get angry, and I've said this, that lady that talks, now I'm getting angry at her. Like I'm thinking to her, shut up.
Read the room. Read the room.
It's whereas if you're winning, the pre-game entertainment beautiful.
Like I was saying, and I was saying, you know, like even that, like they give the $2,500 or something. I was going, it will. Who dances or whatever, and I'm going, just give the $2,500 to somebody and say there's no dancing today.
Oh, so you're not a big fan of the dance?
No, but not at that stage.
Yeah, at that stage, yeah, I agree.
When things are going well, we party and that, but at the moment everyone's down and they're going, and then I'm watching like Carlton people like dancing, but they want the $2,000, whatever it is. Of course, they're dancing, and I'm getting upset at them. I'm going, look at him. Why are you dancing for, mate? Don't dance. And now this is the problem. I'm getting angry at these people for no reason. You know what I mean?
See what this club's doing to us?
I know. I'm getting angry at like innocent people. Hey, do you want to look at some lowlights? No. Hey, we're going to start off with a highlight. You'll like this.
Oh yes.
Let's have a look at this one. Here we go.
What a goal!
Look at this.
You should have seen me in the studio when he kicked this. Oh.
I thought it was Ed Kerno.
Yeah, because they showed Ed Kerno.
They showed the photo, and I'm going...
No, Ed Kerno doesn't kick like that.
No. They showed Ed Kerno on the screen after the goal.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, with one goal.
Ed, and then they had Cincotta, or was it Cincotta? And I thought,
she called, and that's another thing I got upset. She calls him Cincotta when they announced it. And I'm going... There's an N. You could see the N. Why you Cincotta? It's Chincotta, mate.
C-I is ch. Chi.
Yeah.
C-I is chi.
See what I mean?
I think if it had a C-H-I-N.
Wow, that would be...
C-H would have been Quinota. Because C-H in Italian is k.
Yeah, that's right.
And C-I is ch.
That's what they got to like.
Chi. Anyway. Great goal. Great celebration too.
That was fantastic.
Great
With
celebration.
the jumper?
Love that. I love that. More of that.
More of that, please.
And we were pumped, man. Like after that happened, we all right.
One goal. Can we hit more than one?
No, well, it's not only that. Like the new bloke, he's kicked a goal, he's pumped.
You know what they need to do more of? When the camera goes on them at a ground and they've kicked a goal, like in the vicinity of, like when the game's really in the balance and all that, like do that. Like get you know what I mean? Like invoke the crowd.
They do that in the soccer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like invoke the crowd.
Yeah, that's it.
Like come on.
Yeah.
I want the players to do that, but that's a culture thing, and that's what I want to see put into the club. And come on, guys, get up!
Wow!
And this, I would be happy if a player came out in media or came out pre-game and said, "Guys, if you're not loud, we're telling you, get up.
100%.
We want the noise. We want you. We want to hear you.
Well,
we want the energy."
And look, I don't blame the crowd. They're a little bit quiet, but it does.
I understand.
It does get a bit disheartening,
But I'm coming from a soccer background here.
Yeah.
It's a different.
I would love to bring that culture back, and I've always said it. We need more. We need more chance. We need to really get involved. That's why the Wolf was so important to us. You know what I mean? When we brought out the Wolf. It's something that the crowd get involved in. One little thing. Imagine we could do more with that. You know what I mean?
That's really dropped off the Wolf.
Well, again,
Mars is not happy. Actually, Mars has sent a public service announcement. Not happy.
Yeah.
That the Wolf has dropped.
We've got to keep going, man. It's still there. It's still there. But the problem is the not winning. He's actually hasn't been playing well, and this week was a lot better.
He's just been victim of what's happened around him.
That's right.
And he's a player that when everyone's up and about, he's the cherry on top.
100%. And then he's been booed by Essendon. That was overriding our Wolf.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly.
100%. And that's why we should have woofed louder.
Anyway.
All right, the Argidal starts.
All right, let's go.
Look at this first one, right? Do you remember this? What is...
Barmy from Young. He was shocking.
He was terrible, mate.
I called him to be dropped after the Adelaide game, and people had a go at me.
100%, man. He has been well out of sort. Let's have a look at that one. I just want to look at this one again and watch this, right? Watch this. Look where he is. See now where he started? Like he was 3 or 4 metres behind him, and he did that all night. And when you give someone like this big 2 metre banana over here, right? That sort of lead, he's like 3 metres tall.
And he hadn't played footy in 3 months.
I thought he was going to have a quiet one.
No, he was probably arguably best on.
My son goes, this 2 metre. I go, stuff the 2 metre, Peter. He's a dud. Mate, was I proven wrong,
Those players don't get smaller. That's the thing, That's the thing.
How about this one here? Oh. What are you doing, mate?
He was practicing those.
It's the right idea to go for the snap. He completely stuffed it.
No, it's not the right idea. Fuck it now. It's not the right idea, man. He kicks a 2 metre, and he did that last week, right?
That goal,
That goal almost missed last week. Now he's done it again. What? All right, you kick it. He's 30 out. What, you have to kick it that low? Did you see when Merritt kicked the goal in the third quarter? The same? It went like 500 metres in the air. Like, how did you do that?
He miscued it. He miscued it.
Then don't do it. Then don't do it, mate. Did you see when he kicked the goal from 50? Beautiful drop punt. That was 30 metres out directly in front, man, practically, that kick. Come on, mate. That is a disgrace. Sorry, this has become a joke because you're costing us, like, you kicked that goal. You know what I mean? We were already...
And Charlie directly in front in the first quarter.
And that was the miss too.
Always missing set shots. Even he's usually a dead-eye dick, mate.
He's the one I can always rely on, I know.
He's starting to miss.
You've got to stop this, man. You've got to stop it. What's this one here?
Oh, this is bad. This is like, this was when we had all the play in the second term, and then we conceded 2 terrible goals.
100%.
To the back end of the quarter. Yeah.
And we had all the play, and we just let them get away with that, and just break our momentum. What about this one?
What do you say?
Look at this one here. Look, this was done so many times. Over the top, bang. He's completely clear.
What was he? And then he gave it to Curnow.
Yeah, that's right.
Gave it to Curnow after that.
Oh, was that when that little punch on?
Yeah.
I was on the other end of the ground. I can't see.
The fracas ensued, as they say. The fracas ensued.
What about this one here? What's this one? Oh, another one. Banana.
Is this the one where he just marks clean on the lead?
What is going on here, mate?
You can't. Yeah, that's just. What do you do about that? Like, how's Youngie gone from what he did last season to? He's in licorice all sorts at the moment. Honestly, he's cooked.
He was holding it down last year when we...
I was so happy.
So surprised, and now he's back.
I was so happy. We actually said, man, we found someone here.
Oh, we're signing to a 3-year deal.
Mate, but did you see... like, seriously, if you look at this one again, man, just have a look at this, man. This is like... Right, have a look at this, man.
I mean, what's he supposed to do? Like, it's...
Yeah, I know, but...
They're out the back, like... He's trying to commit to the guy in front, and everyone's at 6s and 7s there. I blame the people up the field for that. That's what I blame.
No, I blame him. Fuck him. Blame. Control your man, mate. Be on your man. And the point was, he did that so many times. He was way off his...
Everyone said we played good defence last night.
Oh.
But we had... I know we tried to run and gun a bit more, but we had 18 blokes behind the ball.
I know.
We had 18, like we had nearly our whole team in the back half. Like, then when we get the ball in our front half, how many times did Curnow have like 4 or 5 shots from like 70 out?
Yeah. He's
capable of kicking them, but like it's a low percentage kick.
No, very low percentage.
It's like having a half-court shot.
They were low percentage. They weren't the right kick.
Well, they probably were, but what was he supposed to do?
Again, just on his own, like Wiedering absolutely got lost there, man. Look, and they're laughing at him.
I feel for Wieders too, mate. I love Wiedering so much. But
did they start Pete Meter? What's his name?
Peter.
Did they start him with Young or Wiedering initially?
Young was initially.
So then they made the move.
Because Young's a taller
move.
After how many goals did he make the move?
I think like Young was on throughout the night.
They kind of alternated slightly when they needed to, but that's what all backmen do. Like if there's a stage where like, he's got off me, can you get him? And they peel off, and I don't know.
He had a bad day, Young.
He had a very bad.
But he's had a few bad days.
Yeah. That's the problem.
Look
at this. This happened. This was in that third quarter. Watch this.
Yeah, they're all getting ahead of the ball, like forward half press.
Look at this. He even dropped the ball there.
And they still got it out.
Was that from a centre bounce?
Yeah.
To do that from a centre bounce, that's...
Because remember, you're 6'6". You're set up.
There's one way. There's either like structurally completely cooked.
They were.
They don't have trust in their teammates to be able to rely on one bloke to handle it, so they all swarmed. Like, how do you get... That's ridiculous to get that from
We've been saying how many times...
They handballed their way to goal from a centre bounce.
I know. And at one of those handballs, he dropped it and re-picked it up and had time to handball it.
Have a cup of tea, have a Mariuso, have a grappa, have a scone, tie his shoelaces.
and then they kick a goal. And what's this one here?
Essendon's 11th goal. This is when it was sayonara. Look at the way. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Just bang, bang. No issues.
They toyed with us.
They did. Yeah.
And look at this then.
Yeah.
Like, we could have picked out a million highlights.
And that's the thing. You can pick out a million things, but it's this game is one tiny little speck of dust in a room.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%.
That's all it is.
But is that almost every week? All you do
now
is
at the moment, yeah.
At the moment, for the last 5 or 6 weeks, it's pretty much
But
just
this
change
is the
the
cycle.
jumper.
This is what we've seen for. This is what we've seen. New coach, spike,
Yep.
dip,
We've
gone.
been saying it for 4 or
New
5.
coach, spike, dip, gone.
Well,
This is why I'm not. This is why I'm not losing it, because I've just seen it all happen before, and that's why, again, that word apathy is starting to creep in. And I never thought I'd feel this way.
I'm surprised you didn't have that Kerno Owies Miss Mark.
Oh,
as I said,
probably couldn't do it, could you?
There was a
That one was a
Can you
bad
just
one.
get me the Somac there?
Oh, yeah, just he's got to take it for him. there. That's the Argidol.
You know when that happened? That's heartburn.
Oh, okay.
Heartburn tablets.
Yeah. Do you know when that happened?
That soothes the acid that they give me.
I had the side eye going to the right hand because I had the cricket. So we had the cricket up there, the panel there, I had the audio in one ear relaying the commentary for us at work down, and I had my eyes peeled. And as I turned, I'm like, "Oh, we're going forward here." I looked up, and I saw it, and I was emotionless. Chincotta's goal went in, and Then I was emotionless sort of halfway through the third. Then that happened. And I got up out of the studio and I had to walk around the office twice because
just to calm down.
Yes.
Yeah. They did that a couple of times. There's a few that did that. I think Lewis Young and that did it once where they just ran. Oh, and TDK, I think, tried to outmark each other.
He can't hold a mark.
Who, TDK?
TDK, he can't.
Yeah, and then the one he did, they took off him in the square.
I said, finally he got one.
Yeah, we were jumping.
And then I don't know what happened.
And even those free kicks, like people going, oh, we had they had like 30 to 15 free kicks. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They were half of them were there anyway. You know what? It really doesn't matter. You know, it's just una merda now, man. It's really one of the worst. I was saying this before. It's one of the worst. Not only brands of football I've seen from Carlton Football Club, it's one of the worst periods I've seen in the Carlton. And you asked even worse than when we finished on the bottom of the ladder, and I go yes, because I'm seeing fractures all over now. Like there it was, we were just crap side, we didn't have a team, but now like we've got a team, but I'm seeing fractures here, I'm seeing arguments here, I'm seeing board members, I'm seeing coaches, I'm seeing the team, I'm seeing the team argue with each other now.
Yeah. I think after the same amount of games, David Teague and Michael Voss are
the same.
Identical. And you could argue...
No, Voss has got one draw.
Well, okay. you could argue... What I'm saying is that you could argue that David Teague didn't have Charlie there.
100%. He didn't have Charlie there. And he also didn't have that midfield.
Is this why this is so frustrating? Because we do have decent players.
We're not a bottom four side. We might not be a premiership side, but we're not a bottom four side. No. You know, and then
but again, the ladder doesn't lie.
It doesn't lie, but we are. I know we are.
I know what you mean.
But the list is not.
We think there's talent capable enough.
No way. No way that you could have 2 Coleman medalists.
I had a very wise person.
Brownlow medalist.
Brownlow, 5 All-Australians, you know what I mean? And you're saying that's bottom 4? That's impossible. I've seen teams build lists on less than that, on 3 good players.
Yeah, I will say that someone wise actually messaged me and told me he's very, very deep into AFL circles and he works in the industry. Again, not going to name his name, but he said to me, where we are at now, you're in this really dangerous spot between expectation and reality.
Yes.
And we're somewhere... Because I think I said it last week, like, I don't... Do you think that this club, like the list, is good enough to be in the finals? Personally, you don't think the players are good enough to be in the finals?
Not a few of them. Yeah.
Okay, I'm saying, like, if you looked at our team at the moment, do you think they are good enough to play
just
finals?
the list?
The current list?
Yeah, the
now?
current list now. Like if you looked at the players now, like coming into the season, did you expect them to play finals
Like
this
with
year?
that list, forget about the way they're playing now.
I didn't think they would be top four as everybody
But you thought they'd
What
make
about
finals?
I was hopeful to be eight.
Okay,
in the eight.
all right, okay. So for me, I'm looking at, and I read everything very carefully, and I watch everything very carefully, and I try not to shoot at the hip too much, especially on socials, right? But what I'm figuring out now is that there is a divide in the club with the fans, and I think people at the club as well, and they might not say it, but I think you almost think it. There are people there that believe we are good enough, right, to be a lot better than we are, and then there are people who don't think we are good enough. So you're at an impasse. So you've got to make a decision.
Are we good enough?
Are we good enough? If we are good enough, you have to make tweaks and moves, right? And it's all got to be hell-bent on that thing, right? If we're not, you've got to go back the other way. And you can't, when you're in the middle is where we are now.
Yep.
That's where we are now, and the results don't lie.
So is this where...
No one's on the same page with the club.
No, that's the
Matula's got a different opinion. You've got a different... I've got a different... I don't know.
No one knows anything.
I don't know.
This is why we need...
No, sorry, I do know what needs to be done, but...
We'll tell you later.
Later.
This is why we need leaders, man. We need someone to step in and go, this is what we have to do. Right or wrong, we need direction. We need direction. Like you said, we can't have us going both ways.
And my problem now is that, like you see what he's saying in the media and what could... Voss is our man till the end of next year. But for me, that isn't because everything's going well. It's like, nah, he's our man. Like, for me, I feel like that's them backing up their decision. Do you know what I mean? It's almost job preservation, because if they say, what are you going to say in the media? I don't know.
Say nothing.
Well,
and Cookie alluded to the footy department. There's going to be some big changes there.
Of course there will be.
Huge changes.
But
I think they will keep him, Voss. I think he will be the coach next year.
So if we lose the Gold Coast next week badly, you think that they will keep him? Or will they fold and go?
The threshold for me is 8 wins. If he breaks even from now to the end of the season, he keeps his job.
I'm with you.
That's what I'd say.
You said this a couple of weeks ago.
And they will remove his assistants, right? And they'll take the decision off him. But he would have been part of maybe recruiting all those assistants as well.
He was.
It's an interesting one that we got Tim Clark back as a midfield. He was a midfield coach a while ago too.
And they got him back.
So I don't know.
You know, if they sack Voss, the board has to step down.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely they do.
But will they?
Absolutely they do. That has to be, no doubt.
It was their decision.
No doubt.
All of them go?
No doubt, yeah.
They're all the problem.
Yeah. Absolutely no doubt.
Or their positions have to be put up.
Yeah, and they have to be re-elected.
And they have to be re-elected.
The other thing I will say too is that I'm looking at this so deeply, right, that maybe I need to zoom out. Maybe it is just the coaching problem.
Could be.
Maybe we've just recruited the wrong coaches the last 3 times in a row. That's not difficult to do.
And
maybe the sacking them is actually not the wrong bit. Maybe we have to go back and again ask another question. What's the hiring process?
Wow.
Well, from what you informed us, Jesus.
They did the right thing, and then they didn't follow through with it. You know what I mean? They did the right thing. They got the right people to make the decisions, and then they didn't take their recommendations, and that's to me that was a little bit of, I'm telling you, this is a bit of self-preservation by everybody. Now, you know this bit about sacking Voss. People go, oh, you know what? We've sacked the last 3. That's it. No more. No,
I agree with that. That what's happened in the past doesn't mean that you don't.
If it's the wrong person, it's the wrong person. We'll keep sacking them until we get the right one. But you're right. It's not about. It's about the process of getting that person.
They've got that wrong. Clearly,
that's what they've got wrong, because they keep getting the same thing wrong. The same thing wrong.
See, I was always adamant that Bolton was the right coach. But the problem, they never went through with it.
Nah.
They never went through with that whole thing.
Do you ever think that
And you know what
they
the problem
always
was?
thought about Bolton was always going to be just that stop.
Do you know what his demise was? The moment he changed his game plan. Because he succumbed to pressure. And that's the problem with the Carlton Football Club. We don't let coaches coach. We don't let players play. We don't let...
Do you think that's happening a bit with Voss now?
Hey?
Do you think that's happening a bit with Voss now?
He's changed the game plan.
Yeah.
Completely
Why?
changed it.
That's what I want to ask. Like, why? When it was...
Could be pressure. We don't know. We were not on the inside. But to me, when they start doing that, it's for self-preservation. It's for pressure from above. Whatever it is, they're asking them to do something that's not in their
I loved the brand we played last year.
Of course,
I loved the brand.
This is why I'm so confused. Why? As they say, if it ain't broken, why are you trying to fix it?
Well, sometimes the wheel doesn't have to be reinvented.
Exactly. Yeah, well, exactly. Like you know how they say we're adding layers and we're doing this.
We had a winning.
And maybe it was simple. Maybe their plan was too simplistic to not get us that way. But I think these players need it that way.
Needed to be simple.
Right? And I look back at last year and I thought, geez, I go, man, I like the way. Their one wood is score from centre clearance, score from clearances, win the contest. And whatever happens outside of that,
so good.
Pressure.
Do you know what I mean?
I was never used to. We have never seen so many wins.
That first 10 weeks or 11, 12 weeks, whatever, was beautiful, man.
It was good while it lasted.
And maybe teams
we almost set up what Collingwood are doing.
Maybe teams figure you out.
Now they're doing it and we stopped.
Maybe teams figure you out, yeah? That could be the case. But for mine, I'd be more happy for them to just say, this is the way we're playing and you die on your sword.
100%.
Don't change it and then be wrong and then you've got to revert back to...
So you know where we lost this game?
Where?
Selection.
Selection?
Yep, because when they selected Ed Curnow... No, the reason I say this, it was a negative move.
Yes.
It was to hold merit.
He didn't even lay a tackle.
But the problem is when you start selecting as a negative move...
Yes, correct, yeah.
Where were we going?
We were set up not to lose.
100%. 100%. And then what did they do? All they did was move Merritt to the forward line and then everything was stuffed up, you know? But that was a negative move.
Yeah.
Who the hell brings in players to tag anymore? And again, this is nothing to do with Ed Kerner. I actually wish that most of the players had his... like drive.
Yeah.
You know, the bloke who just doesn't give up. But it wasn't the right...
But you need more than that.
Well, and now we need more than that. But that was already the negative move, mate. It was done. It was done. And then we can go through like the reserves later and maybe some people we should have brought in and whatever. And also Martin.
Yeah. Well, he looked okay.
For the first quarter.
Yeah, he looked
But he does that every time, Paul.
Flash in the pan.
Oh, every time he does that, one quarter and he goes disappearing. What happened to the block of good games?
Yeah.
What did he do? One game in the reserves or 2 games in the reserves. What did he do? What did he do last week?
No, he was good last week.
18.
He was good.
18 possessions.
Yeah, but
14 handballs.
No, he was good. He was good.
Yeah,
he was good.
So that's your block.
But that's what.
That's your block. But Binns does 6 weeks of 49 possessions, 18 goals, and he can't get a game. No. Like, come on, man! Like, stick to your conviction.
I would love for them to have rewarded Binns.
But this is what I'm saying, because
this was the best time to have done it. Big game like that.
Derby, here you go, mate.
He would have loved it.
Come in. You know?
Imagine him, Chincotta.
Can't wait for him to come in.
Well, and the problem is, this is another thing we do now. Oh, we need to bring Binns in.
He's not
you can bring Jesus
us.
Christ and Muhammad in both together on the wings, and you will not win a game. You will not win
Zeus.
You can bring in
Moses. Bring them all.
You can bring Hercules. You can bring at the front. I'm telling you, and you're not going to win nothing. You're not going to win nothing because every week we do the same thing. We'll do that next week. You know who next week's going to be? The big talk. Cunningham.
He'll be straight in.
I understand, but now that's the talk. Oh, we're going to bring in Cunningham. It doesn't matter, mate.
Someone got me on air with David Cunningham last night. A guy, Don from Richmond, is hilarious. Buzzed up. He goes, you know, David Cunningham, good game in the reserves. He'll come in against the Suns. Blah blah blah. And he goes, you know, it's been a struggle. You know, it's tough being a Carlton supporter. And he goes, oh, I'm just kidding. I'm a Collingwood supporter. Got me a beauty. Well, I was in.
They're loving it.
Brilliant.
And the problem is now, actually, people are starting to feel sorry for you. That's the worst.
I don't want people's pity.
I know, but that's what's happening.
People are saying, "Oh, return serve." Okay, I've got nothing to return serve.
No, it's
I'm not that. What am I going to say? What do I say?
You're shit.
What do I say?
Watch me on further rivals. That's what you say. Just try to.
What do you say? Like, there's nothing to say. I have nothing to say.
Nothing. The whole thing is.
Okay, what am I going to say to Collingwood supporters?
The whole thing's a disaster.
What am I going to say to them?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Maybe they'll choke in September.
Well, that's what we're hoping.
We're hoping.
That'll
happen.
But that's all we live on now. Oh, you'll choke because you've choked in the past. You'll choke.
At least they're there. I'd rather be there.
That's true.
But they might come back. What's the use of getting there if you don't do nothing? You're big butt. But at the end of the day, it's an merda. All right, listen. I don't know. We'll probably talk more a bit about it, but we'll go on some other stuff here.
All right.
Let's do
votes.
We'll do votes.
Votes. Do I need to show you your votes? Where have you got them?
Do you remember?
I've got them here for you.
Oh no.
You remember? All right. Sure.
I've got them there for you.
There?
Yeah, those are yours here.
Yeah, okay. Gave 5 votes to Chera.
Okay, 5 votes to Chera.
4 to Walsh.
Yep.
3 to Adam Sard.
Yep.
2 to Wiedering, and a bit of a controversial one. I gave 1 to Ed Curnow.
Fair enough.
Only due to the reason that I thought he did a not bad job with Merritt.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
No,
he
did.
But it was, I have to say, having said that, I had a really difficult time in selecting.
Yeah.
So did I.
I really did. I asked my son. I said, Christos, you need to help me. Who was good? Because he was just, there wasn't really anyone that stood out.
We're all the same. We're all the same.
Let me just give you an insight into the reactions of... So, when a game is done, especially over the last 6 matches, right? We have our inbox. Yeah. Me, you, Mars. Game's done, everything's dusted. I'll go into work, more than likely. And I was at work taking calls, blah, blah, blah. And I flicked the Facebook notifications open. And it was about, what time was it? About midnight that you messaged. Chich, ... votes.
Yeah, that's all I wrote.
And this is my reaction. I just suck. Oh yeah, my votes.
Yeah, I know. That's how I was, man. I didn't know what to get.
I honestly didn't. It's the first time.
Did you need help doing them?
Sorry?
Did you need help doing your votes?
No, I did.
Who helped you?
I did it myself, but I sort of had to ask my son, who stood out.
Shout out to your son. What's your son's name? Christos.
The big Arsenal fan.
Oh, right. Well, of course. Only follows the right teams.
That's right.
I gave 5 to Chera, who I thought has been sensational in this really poor patch. He's been our best player.
Mate, what are you?
I've got nothing but respect for him this season. I think he should be. I don't know if he's already part of the leadership group.
He should be.
If you're playing like that, under enormous pressure and continually performing, I've got a lot of time for him. Still very young too. Chincotta I gave 4. I thought his endeavour and will and want to get on the front foot all night was fantastic. Kemp much the same. Defensively still a little bit, but he's always on the front foot. Walsh I thought got back into some sort of form.
Yep, he got a lot of ball.
And I gave 1 to Wiedering. I think his last 3 weeks has been a lot better than. He seems to have his
groove back.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
3 weeks back.
Yeah, it's like nothing has. When certain players get back in form, other players drop off. There's nothing that's aligning.
Yes, that's right. That's right. So I went 5 Chera, 4 to Walsh, 3 to Sard, 2 to Wiedering, and 1 to Chincotta. So about the same. So we'll have a look at the leaderboard, which
get her up.
Let's have a look.
I reckon Chera's darted clear here. He has. Chera 88, Walsh 69, Charlie 59, Newman 37, and Doherty 33. What did you make of Doherty's last couple of weeks?
And look, he was pretty good again last night.
I think he's become a very selfish footballer, and I don't say that lightly.
So please explain.
Well, I don't think he uses his teammates enough. I think he burns a lot of his teammates. And that just from what I'm looking at, and when he said like adversity can make us like 2 weeks ago and all that, adversity can make us strong, and we know what he's been through, but a lot of the times that doesn't happen. It's not happening. We're going through all this adversity. They've been through this before.
I know.
They've had this before, and nothing's changed.
I know.
All the evidence is saying that, Sam, no, actually, that's not the right thing, and it's not me having a go at him.
No.
I think they're all getting selfish now because of what's happening. Self-preservation.
Well, the way
I'm not meaning that him as a person. I'm not saying that as a person.
But isn't that what happens now? Because what's happening is they're unsure of the game plan. They're unsure of who the coach is going to be. Now they're unsure about their own future.
Spot on.
So all of a sudden, we've had past players who have said this. What happens is you start to, because now you're worried about getting a kick, right? And then you're worried about getting a game and you're worried about getting a contract next year. So it's better I get 16 possessions and then just do the care factor and just pass the ball over to you.
What's care again? What's the acronym?
Cover us to retain employment.
Yeah, I like that.
Pretty much. And then I'll just give you the ball.
Down
You
my
get
hands.
caught, mate.
I'm done.
You're a dud. You got caught. I gave you the ball. You know, so and that's happening. And everyone's being now selfish about their game plan. And if that happens in a team sport, finita la musica, mate.
Yeah, no, it is. It's right.
It's done. They're done.
100%.
They are done, mate. Because what happens is you don't do those selfish acts anymore. You know the act where you're in the forward line.
The selfless acts.
The selfless acts, sorry.
The dummy leads.
The dummy lead, that's the perfect one. That's the perfect one. The dummy lead is so important.
Yeah.
Get your player out of there so he can lead into space, you know. Don't crowd it up.
How many times do you see players, and I'm going to do this on the piece of paper, but like the ball's coming here, right, in our forward 50, just say that's the forward 50, the ball comes there or there or whatever, and you see one forward and another forward do that.
Yeah. That's right.
Always in Kerner.
That's right.
That's miscommunication. It's not understanding. It's not being on the same wavelength.
Who should have let the other one?
Kerner takes that, mate. He's the big man. He's the big boy.
He's the rooster.
Get out of there, mate. Get out of his leading lane.
100%.
Get out of his leading lane.
But did he know he was there?
Well, he should.
He should. They should.
But it should never come. And this is what I'm saying. It should never come to that.
No.
Yeah. Get out of each other's way.
It should never come to that.
If there's a mark, unless you're on your own,
that's confusion. When two blokes are going for the same ball, that's lack of communication, lack of awareness, lack of structure, and lack of knowing what your mate's going to be doing.
Yep.
I always should have known, and I'm not blaming either of them, right? They're both at fault for that, right? But I always should have known that this particular area of the ground, like, I need to know that I'm leaving this.
100%.
Because it was not my ball.
100%.
Right? But Charlie's also got to be screaming his lungs out. Mine. And I know I don't know if they do, but I didn't see it. But yeah, it's all breaking. Actually, funny you mentioned that. There was actually a passage of play that I was watching. He's an ex-Arsenal player. And I don't keep referencing back to Arsenal, but there was this goal that an old player of ours called Samir Nasri, who Judas went to Man City, stuff him. He actually scored this amazing goal against Manchester United where we built and we were knocking the ball round possession. And then our striker, Theo Walcott, was in the middle of so you've got the 18-yard box and he was about 25 yards out from goal. He was running from right to left in the middle and he dragged the centre-backs away and created the space for that. Like, it was just beautiful. And it was on the same page. It was like, look to the left. Okay, I know he's making this run. Get the defence away from here.
Yep.
But you don't see that. You never see Carlton do that, like get their way through a press inside forward 50.
100%.
Ever.
But whose fault's that, man? This forward line is not functioning. Like, they're all over.
Nothing's functioning though, mate.
No, I understand nothing's functioning.
You know.
But we are getting the ball into the forward 50 enough times, right?
I don't believe these players. I do believe it's a fallacy that we have bad kicks in the team.
Yeah.
I think it's a fallacy that we have bad kicks in the team, right? When you're tight and when you are playing the way we are at the moment and everything is breaking down, you're going long up the line and then you're trying to take kicks that, because people are telling you, you've got to take the game on, and you're not in sync with everything, it makes the kicks look terrible.
It does, yeah.
It makes the kicks... Well, look at Akers, right? Akers is feeling the pressure at the moment. What about the goal he kicked against Melbourne? The pocket. Right. Beautiful kick.
That's right.
Why did he kick it? No pressure. No one around him. Steadied himself, bang.
But now he's doing those mistakes like on the weekend.
And why did he kick the goal as well? Because he was in acres of space. Pardon the pun. And it was all set up perfectly for him. He kept his width, got out the back, set it up perfectly. In actual
fact, he knows where to find space and that.
I know.
Like, he does that well. The problem is that the mistakes he did, most of them, he wasn't under that much pressure. So now it's getting that perceived pressure and he's making those mistakes because he doesn't want to make a mistake. He's actually making the mistake. Instead of just being free-minded and just play the game of footy.
And the reason we are making a lot of mistakes too is because we're taking really volatile kicks. Like, the longer you have to kick, the more prone you are to making a mistake. And that's the issue.
Yeah.
That's the issue now.
Fuck it.
Exactly. Deep breath.
It's a bit like that, man.
Deep breath.
What's Booney got to say?
Oh, yes. Cop that.
He's spot on. For those just tuning in, by the way, who might not have tuned in live, this is the bobblehead edition.
It's the bobblehead because
the jumper punch, because everyone got there. Did you see the lines for the bobblehead?
Yes,
You know
I was
you have to register.
in that line.
Even
I was
she's
there
been
for an
conditioned.
hour and a half.
See, even she's been conditioned.
Well, I've got my little collection.
See?
That's what the most important thing is to people.
No judge.
No one's judging. It's not your fault. It's not a fault. It's just look at little Gunnosaurus.
Oh, he's the best, man.
Like Yoda.
Where did you get that from when you were
Arsenal
there?
store, yeah.
Oh, so he is the new edition.
Yeah.
You keeping it here or are you taking it home?
No, that's coming home.
That's
just for today. That sits on my desk
That's
at
on
home.
load.
That sits on my desk at
on
home.
Cooter.
Cooter, a Carlton stuffed.
Yep.
He knows it.
Skata.
Skata. Oh, don't say that.
Sorry.
Oh God, don't say that.
Why?
Skata. Shit. We can't.
I can't say
People
shit.
might get upset now.
Oh. Chill pill.
Wait
Say
till-
what you want.
Mate, later on. Let someone
Anyway.
bloody burn.
Anyway.
Next week. Carlton
Yes, next week.
v Gold Coast. MCG,
Yes,
Sunday the
MCG.
18th of June, and the 1:10 Sunday game start for the rest of the year. Soon they'll be playing us at midnight on a Tuesday.
They're going to play us to kick the dew off the ground. Another pun. Stuart Dew we're playing this weekend.
You know what they're going to do? They're going to play us before the reserves.
Is that
game.
like that's the worst time slot? No one's going to be there.
That's shit.
There'll be 25,000, 30,000 people.
Actually, talk about that. What will be a statement?
You know what a statement would be? I'll tell you what a
Well,
statement.
no one going there will be a statement.
No.
What's the statement?
The opposite.
What, 100,000 people?
Everyone going.
Oh, I can't see that happening.
No.
I know,
People
but that's
getting on.
do the opposite. George
You know what
Costanza
we-
theory.
Yeah, do the opposite. That's true. Everything the opposite. You know what they should do?
I always get tuna on
If I wish,
Offer another bobblehead.
Yeah. No. This is-
chicken on rye with a cup of tea.
You know what you should do?
What?
You go there, 100,000 Carlton supporters, and be silent for the whole game. I'm telling you, man, it'll work. It'll be the silence, mate. The silence will kill everyone.
For me, the statement in these moments, I think, is to rock up. That's the statement.
But that's what they want you to do, man.
But they wouldn't be expecting that this week.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Then they'll be going, oh, it's working, because then the blokes in the media, the blokes...
But then what would... So I do believe that the players would be thinking, fuck, Sunday, 1:10 game against Gold Coast. Imagine the feeling they get, right? And this is not me being positive. I'm not... You know me. I'm just trying to think outside the box, because I'm a thinker and I like writing and I like trying to come up with different ways to solutions, right? Because everyone goes down the same path. What will everyone do this week? I'm not going, fuck 'em, throw the membership, here's your fucking scarf, cut it up. The payments still come out if you cut your membership up, by the way. You've got to actually ring up the club and cancel your thing. But the problem here, not the problem, but for me the statement would be to do the opposite of what everyone's probably going to do. Imagine they rocked up there this weekend and there were 60,000 people at a Gold Coast game, these boys. Imagine they walked out and they're like, what the fuck? Like, hang on, wait, we're playing like crap, right?
Yeah, I know, but you say that, but 83,000 showed up this week and they didn't show up.
I'm not one, I'll never be one to tell people not to go.
No.
I'm always going to tell people to go. That's how I think.
I know. Look,
because
I
mine's the football, mine's the soccer mindset.
I know what you're saying, but at the end of the day, do you think that will really work? Because we're
I don't know.
rocking up every week.
I don't know.
And is that what it takes to?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something, trying to think of a solution. And I know if we lose, like, it'll get bad, but...
What do you reckon? Should we go?
BP's batteries need changing.
Let's go. These batteries
Batteries
need
need changing.
A jolly good show, chap. Thanks, mate.
I don't know, man. But I don't think people realise how much it hurts. Like, it's just...
Like, it's us or them?
Nah, just everybody. Everyone. And I believe the players when they say they're hurting.
Oh, they are hurting. I think
they need... Right now, they need a hug. And then a clip over the head. They need both.
At the same time,
They
exactly.
need both.
Yeah,
It's like...
it is. It's true.
And this is my approach, right? And people might think I'm harsh on Twitter when I'm hug 'em because I love you, but at the same time, I'm clipping you over the head because I love you. You know, like you're a father. I'm not a father. Like you're a father. You're a mother.
That's what I do.
Are you always hugging your kids?
No.
Sometimes you got to give them a little clip.
You are.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely.
You are. You're always hugging your kids.
Sometimes
No,
you know.
he's old. We don't no hugs
But do you know
now.
what I mean? Like you can't. Sometimes you've got to give them a bit of a clip.
No, listen, and I am the hardest father there is, because what I do with Dylan and Taylor, but Taylor, she gets it back to me, right?
Good. All right.
But she's much older. But with Dylan, man, I tell him, I go, mate, you're a dud, mate. What are you doing, mate? Like, I'll tell him, you know, I clip him, but when he needs me, I'm there for
Absolutely.
it. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong, because it's actually worse if you're always hugging them.
Yeah.
And it's worse if you're always clipping them.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to get the balance right. I don't think we've got that right. And this is why, like, when people say, oh, why are you blaming the supporters? We're there. Because we are part of the problem. I told you, and I keep telling you, and no one has addressed this. And people ask me, oh, yeah, but we rock up, we're there. What are we supposed to do? That's the question. What are we supposed to do? Come up with something. Do something.
Yeah.
Don't just sit there and do nothing.
And that's what I was saying before in my rant, and that it's like supporters have got a responsibility here too, man. Like you've got a chance now to do something. Now, what is it to do? I don't know.
All right.
That's the question.
I'm going to ask Matula this question, and maybe she would have seen it on the show, because I don't think anyone has ever addressed this. Have you ever, at one stage in your life, blamed yourself for the predicament that the Carlton Football Club is in right now?
Not then, probably now.
You blame
probably
yourself for
myself
it?
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you take it on yourself. It's like, geez, I'm part of the problem. Do you feel like you are?
Do I feel like I am? I should be voicing.
Yes.
But how do I voice it?
That's the question. All right.
Do I do
That's
a
the
letter?
question.
Did you do your email? That's what I wanted to ask.
You've got to be productive in what you're saying.
Shawshank Redemption style every day?
I haven't done it every day.
Send it to me and I'll do it every day.
You should. And I haven't got a response.
Just keep doing it, Rocco.
I know. And the problem is they
for the funding to the library.
Yeah, the funding.
Brilliant.
I love that bit.
Brilliant.
Now I'm going to send them 2 letters a day, you know. So, and they haven't responded, and that kind of upsets me.
What was it? We consider the matter closed. Stop sending us letters.
Yeah, you should be proud of yourself. Now I'm going to send 2 letters a day. The problem is that they don't respond, and it's almost like they look at you like, yeah, all right, whatever.
It's like we're wasting their time.
When really, like I
think.
said, you should be listening to me because I'm a member of the Carlton Football Club, and every voice should be listened to, regardless if it's big or small. Like, would it be more important, let's say, Dylan Allcroft, right? Alcott, what's his name?
Dylan Alcott,
Alcott,
tennis player, the guy in the wheelchair.
The number 1 ticket holder.
Yeah.
That's only been to 1 game, right?
Yeah.
That number 1 ticket holder, right? If he sent an email, would they respond to him?
Yeah, of course they would.
Why?
Because he can benefit the
How's
club.
his time any more valuable than mine? That was my question. So if I write an email, or if you write, you should respond to every single one, because we are financial members that wait and spend our time for this club, and you treat us with discontent.
Yes, correct. Yeah, well played. Mate, you're the wordsmith today.
Mate, I'm telling you, mate.
I'm wearing off on you, mate.
So my question is, what do we do? What can I do? Tell me. What do I do? I not go to games? Do I...
For mine, this is what, and I'm trying to come up with like a step. Yeah, I'm trying to like figure out the way to do it. And I'm not saying maybe we have to revolt as a fan base and all. I'm not saying like rock up and burn the place down.
No.
I'm saying like rocking up is half your duty, right? As a member, and some people have extenuating circumstances; they can't go, whatever it might be. Okay, great. Everything that you do, with regards to what you say, your actions, all that sort of stuff, it has to be. I just saw that message from Chad. How do we get a board spill? Shout out to Jad. Shout out to Jad. My vision's crazy. I pick up everything.
my God.
I don't miss a thing.
I can't see that.
I don't miss a thing.
You're like me, man.
I know.
Look how big I had to make the pictures.
I don't miss a thing.
You know when Mars does it, they're the small ones?
Even his Insta little stories, his writing is so small.
So, as I said, rocking up is half your duty, right? The other thing...
if I had to read the messages...
The other thing for mine is everything that you do, everything that you say has to be with an outlook to now and into the future, right? Not looking back at 1995 and saying, oh, that's what we need to be and this is what... And I get that certain point, but everything that you do and every motivation that you have should be to get this club back to where we want it, right? And that is sustained success.
Yep.
Being in a mould where for the next over 10 to 15 years, I don't want to just be there. And we need to dominate.
100%.
That should be your North Star, right? So people, and I see things on the socials like it's all just for likes and it's all just for attention and it's all just for this and that and that. And when people are leading that in your community and are leading that in your fan base, there's a big issue, right? Everyone wants to be popular. This is the problem, right?
Of course.
Everyone wants a clip of the ticket. Everyone wants $1. Everyone wants to be heard. Everyone wants to be seen.
That's right.
I know in my heart, right, and I know with you, and it's probably with you as well, that there are things that I've done in the past that I should have done a little bit better when it comes to the footy club.
Of course,
right?
man. We're all learning here.
Right. So my thing now is that I've never cared about anything other than getting this football club to where I want it to be.
100%.
And that's what everybody's motivation has to be, right?
100%.
Whether it's maybe one day you give them a clip, whether it's another day you hug them or whatever it might be. But for mine, don't die on a hill trying to be right all the time. Yes. That's the problem. And don't be out there trying to get cheap likes, trying to get cheap views with what you do on your 100%. Socials and all that, because everyone wants social recognition. I get it,
Well, it's the way of the world now. Yeah?
But for me, everything that I'm trying to do and it's easy to say and I'm trying to put it into action. I'm trying to get people galvanised to a point where they aren't looking back that way. They're looking ahead and saying, all right, well, I'm angry, I'm upset, but what can I do to ensure that these guys and this club is going to get back to where we are? Because we as fans keep saying, we're part of the club, we're part of the club. And then you say, on the other hand, oh, what can we do? So what are you? Are you part of the club or have you got no influence?
I think where it starts, Paul, is mindset.
Yeah, of course.
So the mindset, like you say, what can I do?
Of all of us.
All of us. So it starts with, everyone has to start with a mindset of we want to be great.
And that's the thing, right? It's easy
to say. That's where it starts.
It's easy to say we want to be great.
Yeah, I know, but that's where it starts. Like, if you don't start with that,
of course,
we're not going anywhere.
Exactly.
What can we do next? But the first thing we need to do is we can't be accepting this. We can't be accepting this. You know what I mean? So the next step is the next step. And I'm telling you, there's going to be steps during this year. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But when those situations arise, you have to be ready for battle now.
So what's going to happen?
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
This is why I said, for me to stay...
shit's going to happen. Because they're not going to accept... People aren't already accepting this.
People will do what they want to do.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm not telling people whether it's right or wrong. For me, the biggest statement we could make is to go there again. And rock up in droves.
And we will.
But I'm saying like 50,000 there on Saturday. Make a statement and say, mate, we are still bloody behind you. This is our duty as fans. This is our duty to be there for you in your hardest times. Because if we're not there in their hardest times,
no, of course.
Well, what hope have they got? And I know we've been there all year,
and we'll be there.
Fans have been there all year.
We've been not only all year, all last 10 years. You know, like we don't leave. You know, and we'll stick by them.
I know we will. And all you can do is keep doing that.
But we've got to start with, I'm telling you, the mindset is we will not accept this.
But no one does. No one has. No one will.
I think people do.
Oh, yeah, no, they do.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, the changes we've made, obviously someone said, well, it's not acceptable.
Yeah.
After 2021, we've made changes and they haven't worked. They haven't worked.
Let's do it again. No, well, you have to. Let's do it again.
Of course.
Let's step up and let's do it again. Let's not stop.
Have we been cursed for the indiscretions that we came up with in the past?
Nah, that's a load of bullshit.
Or maybe
man.
it is, I don't know.
No, what are we living in the ancient
All I know is history has always been kind to Carlton.
Not always.
I know, but in the grand scheme of things...
But there were big changes made. We said when things changed at Carlton, there were major changes made, and we will put the right people.
My fear is that I don't want there to be all this replacement that occurs and the old Carlton to still be there.
Of course.
That's my fear.
Of course. And you don't want... What is the constant that's always... You've got to remember that what has always been there. And that's what you don't need.
Yeah. Matheson and Pratt and all these egos. And
it's the egos and people doing it for their own like gain.
You got to swallow your pride.
I'm telling you.
No one has yet. No one has.
Anyway, we'll see. All right. So anyway, who's going to win?
No, I'm listening here.
She's done pretty well.
I know.
I'm just enjoying the listening.
You come in and it's us two like going.
No, but go.
But we are.
Well, I've been away for 2 weeks.
No, and the thing is, we could talk about the game over and over again, but at the end of the day, and then some people might say, right, talk about politics again, but unfortunately, that's what's out there now. It's about, because it's no more about the game. It's about this shit. And it's out there. The politics are out there. They're having arguments with it. Even like, seriously, Sayers going on Triple M before. Did you see that?
I haven't heard the interview, but yeah.
Come on, man. Look, I don't want to be...
It's reactive again.
Then don't go on there. Don't go on there with your rubbish. Don't go on there. Like, seriously, everybody I've spoken to about that has gone, what are you doing? Not one person has said, bravo. So if everyone's saying, what are you doing, mate?
He got me on side last year.
Yes. But you know what happened?
Then?
But you know what happened? Like when, you know me, I was never for him being there. But once he went in there, right, I was behind him 100%.
And that's the thing. That's fine. That's it. And that's
100%.
And that's what... When you've said, okay, well, I don't want him in, but then it comes to pass that he's... Well, I'm still going to back you regardless because you're the man now.
That's it, and this is what I want, and I want the best. But
prove me wrong.
Prove me wrong. You know what I mean? And for a little while, kind of like worked there. And at the start, he was doing certain things. I'm going, you know what? He's trying to change things.
I'm just really concerned. I want to be proven wrong with all of this. If they make me look like a dill...
I'm happy for that.
And I couldn't care. I'm a grown up. Yeah. I can deal with it. People come at me saying, "Oh, you got it wrong," and
while I'm wearing the premiership, while I'm wearing my premiership top, with 20 whatever premiers, man, I'll be proven wrong every day of the week, mate. I love it. Yep. I love it. Yep. Anyway, what's happening?
What is happening?
Gold Coast.
Oh yeah, the Gold Coast game.
Oh, why? No, you guys go first.
She's done a cripper handball.
By the way, I was the only one who predicted it. I predicted, I think, about a 36-point loss to.
Oh, you got it.
I had us winning.
Yeah.
No, I think we'll win. Don't know how, don't know why. I think we'll win.
I don't.
Yeah, I can't predict the margin.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah.
But I think we'll win.
All right. So you think we'll lose? I think this is what's going to happen. Right? Casboult's going to kick the goal after the siren. I'm telling you,
You're
man.
You're a sick human, mate.
Could you have picked what happened to Collingwood last year?
No.
The way we lost that?
Yeah, I know.
I'm telling you, it's almost like it's either he's going to kick like 4 goals and we're going to like lose, or he's going to like kick the last goal. He's been playing some good footy. It's him and Holmes. What's his name?
Holman.
Him and Holman best on ground. You watch, mate. I'm telling you.
And I think I think Rao's going to kill our midfield.
Yeah. Okay, so
he's going to eat the grass. There's step on them as well on the way through. No, I think Gold Coast. I do. My heart breaks to say.
I've lost faith. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to hope we win. But the way we play, I just can't see it.
How can you tip?
I know. How can you tip?
I'm tipping us because Gold Coast is almost untrustworthy as us.
Exactly.
They are playing good footy at the moment,
and they're coming back. Like if that was if that was over there...
Oh, no way.
Which will
No
be
chance.
later on.
Yeah, which will be later on.
If that was over there, we'd be... No.
So anyway, we'll be there. All right, do you want to move to the next one?
Yep.
Let's do it. Next. I don't even know where this is. It this one?
Don't want to miss a thing.
Rare of the Reserves.
The Rare of the Reserves returns for another week, ladies and gentlemen. And the Carlton Blues victorious 14-15-99 to 10-8-68. 31-point win. David Cunningham probably best on ground. But Essendon's VFL team are not much chop. So 5-goal win for us is probably just over par.
Yep.
Probably just over par, in between a birdie and a par. Yeah, I think he'll come straight back in. David Cunningham. He's got to be the man. I think he'll play this weekend.
He's the talk of the town, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he'll play. Who else was good? Fogarty was okay. Fisher was not bad. And yeah, maybe Binns could potentially get a debut this week. And he didn't play in the he didn't play in the Resis because he was held over for
for the seniors.
The AFL game. Yeah, but yeah. I wouldn't mind Cowan coming back into the team, actually.
Oh, yeah. For Young.
I know he's not as tall, but I reckon he'd be... I don't think they will, but fuck, Young was poor. God, I reckon he could get dropped. Yeah. That could be the only change. So, as I said to you last week, I prefer watching the reserves than I do the seniors.
They play a more pure...
They play with freedom because they've got young guys there. They've got the VFL listed boys who just... They're there playing with freedom. There's not a huge... I mean, there is pressure on them to perform, but they just play with freedom. Yeah. And I enjoy watching them. I haven't been able to get down to the last couple of VFL games, obviously because I've been in England, and then with work it's been a bit difficult. But watching them on replay has been... as I said, I love watching VFL. I like watching these young players come through the ranks, and there are probably players that are going to be delisted, and there are probably players that are going to miss out at the end of the year. But yeah, I like, you know who I really like, who I don't know if he'll get a game at the end of this year, but he's got a beautiful set shot, and I think he's one of these players that really just does the basics well. Harry Lemmy.
Oh yeah.
Young blonde kid. Just keep an eye out for him. I'm not saying, you know how many times you hear these young kids, he's going to be the next this. I'm not saying. Just keep an eye on him. Just keep an eye on him. He had a goal and 12 touches, but there's something there. There's something there.
I think we've got to start, seriously playing these young kids, man. As you said, bring back some freedom to the game. You know, let
just
these
some
kids...
fresh heads, some fresh. You know, Cunningham will be part of that. He'll play this week. There's no doubt about that.
100%.
Who he comes in for? Maybe one of the smalls potentially, or maybe they run him through the middle. I'd like to see them run him through the middle.
Kerno.
Yeah, if Cunningham was reliable, he'd be in the team every week, you know.
I remember before he got injured, man, the bloke was huge, you know, he really started looking good. So, all right.
Yeah, and tactic, look, I mean, everyone got up and about Liam McMahon, who kicked 4 goals, saying, they should mid-season recruit him, or they should recruit, Essendon's VFL are bottom of the rung. They're bottom 2, bottom 3, so that win was expected.
Yeah.
And now our boys are in the top 8 of the VFL. There is still a lot of teams who have games in hand. It's a bit out of whack, the fixture, because of the buys and stuff. So, good. Pleasing win. Cunningham kicked a big goal late in the game, and then we've got a difficult trip to Avalon Airport Oval, which is Werribee ground. So those standalone teams that don't have AFL players, they're not associated with an AFL team. They can be tricky fixtures, Rock. They can be very tricky fixtures. So. If anyone's got time, get down there.
That's it, 100%.
I won't be there because I'll have commitments to work, and I do believe we play on...
When do we play?
Saturday afternoon.
We're getting better games and better times than the seniors.
So I don't know if I'll be there because it's a bit out of my way, and I do have work with the Ashes.
Yes.
But, yeah, that's that.
Yeah, talk about the cricket, and we had a good win. Hey, we're world champions.
ICC World Test champions.
You know what's happening? So I was sitting there.
There's no way Matula likes
I can't do cricket.
No,
sorry.
I was there.
Where?
I was there at the footy. Right?
Yeah.
And there were 2 guys in front of me. Right?
Watching?
All 3 of us.
that was more interesting
Yeah,
than
I'm
us.
telling you.
Yeah,
We
I
were
know.
watching the
I feel
wickets,
you.
man. And then I think it was in that last quarter that we got the last wicket.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to be on air.
I think Stark got the last wicket.
I was on air from 10:30 till 4
Yeah, I know.
because it finished early, so we had to pick up.
Yeah.
We had to pick up the calls.
It was
so.
always going to finish early.
So much fun. It was so much. I love my cricket,
I love
but working it was just amazing. Like we've got and big shout out. He won't be watching this, but he's a big Hawthorn man. He's one of our lead callers, Adam Collins. This guy is a jet.
Calling cricket, yeah.
Absolute jet.
Yeah.
And you know how pedantic I am with callers, and this guy is a jet, and an absolute pleasure to work with. Absolute pleasure to work with. Our product, and I'm not saying it because but our cricket product, amazing.
It
Second
is.
to none.
It is.
It's second to none, our cricket
I
product.
actually love listening to cricket on the radio.
Mate, this is what you do.
I'm telling you, man. It's like I know watching it.
This is what you do. When the Ashes are on, ladies and gentlemen, you turn the tally on, you dial the volume down, you get the RCN app up, and you sync it up. It'll be synced up perfectly to the TV.
Yeah.
Like, bang right on. So,
one of my greatest memories of actually listening to cricket was when Warney had his last year.
Yep.
That Ashes series here. Mm-hmm. And remember that test where which was it? The Adelaide one? I can't remember.
Yeah, Adelaide. Yeah, and they said, we're going to play for the draw. And he said, no, we play to win.
Now, I was at work and that was on the radio, and it was one of those moments where I pictured every ball, man.
And when Warren got that wicket, he pointed to Clark and said, I told you. I told you.
That's so what happened there was, right, they had no chance of winning, right? And the team was going, if we play well, we'll draw it. And he went, no. We're going to play to win this game.
That's the way.
And they won the game, you know. And that's the way. And this is what I mean about attitude.
Forget the commentary.
This is what I mean about attitude.
Warren bowled Peterson around his legs, and Tony Greig, right, Molly around his legs.
I love it.
Anyway,
fuck, I miss Warney. All right.
What a man.
All right. Hey,
what's next, by the way?
Well, I'll tell you. Right. Who never misses the wickets?
Who never misses the wickets?
Schnitz. Look at this one here.
The Garden of Eden.
Who's the Garden of Eden?
Who's the Garden of Eden?
Charlie
Kerner.
Charlie.
Paradise.
He's a paradise.
Garden of Eden.
Hey?
He worked his ass off.
He did.
He worked his ass off. He has.
If he kicked straight, he would have had 3 goals a quarter time.
If.
Yeah, I know. What about this one?
Spice of Life is probably no longer.
He used to be Motlop.
He's going to have to lift his game. He's a little bit better, but
he was a bit better around the ground. But they're flat-footed, mate. Like they've got no idea how to
it's not the forward line.
Well, he wasn't.
Wasn't there? He was front and centre.
Manajalamis area, bro.
All right, what else have we got? What's this one?
It's the status quo.
Status Quo.
Hey, you like that, man?
I haven't had that one yet.
Sam Walsh.
What about the band Status Quo? Sam Walsh. Nah, Status Quo. Day in, day out. Day in, day out. We said Carlton was Status Quo last.
Oh yeah. It changes. It's probably Carlton. Yeah, Status Quo. The status quo is what we are right now. What's that Greek thing you've got there? Have you got a Greek thing up there?
I did have a Greek thing, Ryan. I had like the next little bit of like educational Greek.
Okay, can you play that? Because I want to do something.
All right, let's have a look at this one.
Play this, and something's going to change on set. No one knows about this.
Matula.
Something's going to change on set.
They love theatre and sports competitions. Do you know that they created the Olympics? Yes, very similar to the Olympics we have now. Surely you've seen them on TV, right? The ancient Greeks were polytheists. They believed in many gods. Greek mythology
How many gods
is
do you
full of
believe in?
mysterious stories and legends. The most powerful god was Zeus, Lord of Lightning. And next to him, there were many others like Poseidon, god of the seas. In Greek mythology, there were also heroes like Hercules and Achilles, and strange beings like minotaurs and mermaids. As you have learned, in ancient Greece, important things were created that we continue to use today, such as democracy, politics, philosophy, theatre, and the Olympics. As we always say, it is fundamental to know the past in order to understand the present and improve the future. Goodbye, friends!
Goodbye, what's happening here, mate?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I thought because we've gone... I've been Greekified over the last few weeks. The Greek freaks, Kuda and Yanis. For those basketball fans.
What are they holding?
They're holding a souvlaki
from
souvlaki hut. Eat souvlaki. Souvlaki hut. And this is from Matula as well, because I knew she was coming on.
Yeah.
Mate.
Did you hear the last line?
Did you hear the last line? What was it?
Interesting. What was it? We have to know about the past to...
I don't know.
What was it?
Oh, that's what you were saying.
past?
Yeah.
I haven't touched this also, by the way. I have now.
Hey, listen. You know, like, that's enough now.
Oh, that's nice from Marty.
Oh, it's beautiful.
You like it?
Who brought that?
I do like it.
You know who brought that?
Terry?
Manny.
Greek.
Manny.
Oh, did Manny bring that?
Well,
yes, that's right.
he
He brought the good stuff.
Yes.
Look at
That's
that.
right.
He brought the ouzo.
That's right.
Fab brought the limoncello.
Did he bring the limoncello or the grap?
Oh, he brought
He
that.
brought
Who
the
brought
grap. I brought the limoncello.
You brought the limoncello. Ah, Gabi.
I didn't bring you alcohol, I brought you lucumades.
No,
That's all right.
I brought you the donut
No.
balls.
That's
Greek
even
donut
better.
balls.
Even better.
But it's about time we just Italiafy this.
Here we go. Here we go.
I've been waiting
Here
for
we
this.
go.
Let's do it.
I've been
That's what I've
waiting.
been waiting for too.
Tazira café con panna. Con tanta panna.
How's that?
Tazira café con tanta. E che mele per le cannarotte. Che spettacolo, ragazzi.
That's spectacular.
Internazionale. Stai attento per la chicemia, ragazzi, eh.
Oh my god.
That's again.
I never know what he says, but I love it.
Baldassare.
I love it.
Baldassare. No, it means snow.
Snow.
Correct.
But what does he say? International.
Yeah,
What
with
is
the
that?
International, like everybody.
International.
Everybody
I
around
thought
the
that
world.
was
Yeah, for
it's a
this is for
funny
everybody.
bugger.
International.
Oh, far out, man. He just.
He's the
All
best.
right.
His name is, for those wondering, Baldassare Scilla.
Man. And this is a simple man with a heart of gold in the no.
He's a simple man with a heart of gold in a complicated land. Oh, he's a calabrese man.
I'm telling you, man, he just does.
He's from the south. I don't know if he's Calabrian or if he's Sicilian.
I think he's Sicilian.
Yeah, he might be.
The way he
might be
speaks is
Siciliano.
Sicilian.
It's dialect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely
No,
dialect.
it's
I
Sicilian.
think there's different dialects in Greek, or is it just one main language? It's just like
Well, there's the Cypriot. They've got a bit of a
Greeky type
yeah,
of. Okay,
it's
right.
few different words.
So is there like kind of a little bit of a different language out of the different regions from Greece, or is
There
it?
would be.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
See, my parents are from Sparta.
This is Sparta.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that north or south?
South.
Okay, right. What's the better part? South.
South. No question.
Of course.
Where's Kalamata?
down
South,
there.
okay.
Yeah.
What do they call them? What's the other place? Thessaloniki.
Oh, you say better than me.
Thessaloniki.
You're a bit of a Greek there too.
Look,
You are being Greekified, aren't you?
You are. He actually says it well.
If I'm going to
All
pronounce things, you've got to pronounce them correctly.
Of course.
How do you say what's hello is yasu? Can you say ya? What's ya?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
is a
kind
bit
of
more
high.
like, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Tikani says how are you?
Tikani.
Kala esi is good and you.
Kalaisi. Please.
All right.
Efkaristo.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, it's all Greek to me, mate.
My favourite Greek word is galataburiko.
Oh, you really do that.
I love
good.
galataburiko. Oh my god.
Oh, I've got a video later. You're going to die, man. All right.
Okay.
But while
hope
we're
not.
here, listen. Proudly brought to you by the Greek himself.
North Seafood Bar and Grill.
Everyone get down there in Northcote. Makes fantastic, doesn't he?
He does.
How good is his food?
Fantastic.
He tells
Gone
you
there
that.
many
Gotta go
times.
see him, actually.
Gone down there many
I went
times
there
with the
last
family.
week.
Yeah,
I love
love
it. I love it. Seriously, good food, good entertainment. He's getting more and more Carlton. Have you noticed how much Carlton stuff in there now? Yeah. Good. So it's all good. So, but this week we profiled one of the greats. Okay. And a person, poor Molly Meldrum. Right?
Yes, of course, yes.
So now with poor Molly Meldrum, this is a exclusive. Is it exclusive?
An exclusive, yes.
Interview, because this is the first time this story has actually been told, and that's the accident with
Peter Motley.
Peter Motley, correct. So this man here, Paul Meldrum, has two of the most iconic stories in football history. The first one is how he got to the club off the street.
Did he really?
Yes. And the second one was involved in the accident. So let's have a look at some
of his
highlights. I'm telling you, this bloke was a gun, man. Have a look at this. So, as you can see, man, blonde hair.
Oh, look at that. Gee, look at the locks.
Oh, yeah, he stood out. Look at this. This is what I loved about him. He loved the goal, right?
How short were their shorts back then?
Yeah.
Short shorts.
And snug.
He loved the goal. I loved him, man. I'm telling you. Do you remember poor Molly Meldrum?
I certainly do, yeah.
Look at this.
Oh. Nah, he hasn't kicked that, has he? Nah, no way. Oh. Is that was that the Escort Cup?
Yeah, I think so, the Escort
Cup. What's that,
yeah.
Tuesday night, was it? Tuesday night.
This is what I love about him. Look at the pace on him. What's this?
Good shepherd by Honey Bun, end of buck. Meldrum steady, shoots, and it won't get
That's
there.
pretty shit out.
Still in play, Ralph.
But he gets back to it and he gets a goal!
Yes, he's done it.
This is what I loved about him. See that? Took the mark and took off every time. That was a big trait of Carlton in the early 70s and 80s. Look at this. Again,
fitter and bigger than everyone.
Always play on. Move the ball. Move the ball. Look at this.
Hannah, Meldrum.
Shut up. Get down. Bang.
They'll have to put a mighty effort in this last quarter because Geelong are playing full of confidence.
On the left.
It's into the Carlton forward line.
That's at Cardinia Park, isn't it? That's at Cardinia Park.
Puts it right up into the square. Meldrum down. Adams also, but beautiful mark by Meldrum.
Now he hand passes to Dennis.
That's Princess
Park. Oh, you see that, mate? I love the toughness, man. Goal! Look at this. Loved Princess Park. Look at Mel Hannah with
the... he's got the hair. He's got hair there.
Dorotich has got Meldrum on open goal coming out. Paul Meldrum.
Nice kick, isn't he?
It's a beautiful kick. Beautiful kick.
The kick comes from Buckley. It's high.
Oh, look at this.
Is that Piggy? Yeah, that's Harmsy.
From the back. Tap. Picks up the Meldrum. Oh, evades the tackle. One bounce. Handballs off to Bradley.
He'll get it back.
Back to the 40. Steadies. Goal.
That's a special goal. Did anyone want to run with him? They couldn't. Mate, a pretty special highlight.
158 games, 140
When have
goals.
you ever seen Carlton run into an open goal the last couple of months?
No. Because they don't take the game on, mate.
No. You know?
Premiership player in 1987, Vic representative in 86-87, born in London. He was third in the 1987, he came third in the 1987 Brownlow medal after scoring 15 votes in the first 8 rounds before the accident with Peter Motley.
Oh, so he was
killing it.
together.
He would have won the Brownlow. Well, you'll hear the story about Peter Motley. So it's a fascinating story, right? That we did.
So he's close mates with.
Yeah.
Peter
So they were
Motley,
close mates. So he was already there, and then along came Motley in '86. He's been there since '82. They used to live in the same area, so they were leaving. One was in front, one was behind, and the accident happened. And he was part of the accident too because his car they collided into his car also.
Jesus.
And he describes the accident like step by step. He saw the whole thing happening. He describes exactly what the car did, what happened afterwards. It's the first time it's been told.
Wow.
You know, it's first time being told. So it's an amazing story. I'm telling you, when you hear
not surprised, but I'm to be that open about it. Like
and so what I normally do is we have lunch with them. You know what I mean, or have a coffee.
This story might never have been told, by the way.
Wow. Let me just say, I don't want to get too much into it, but we did go to the club, you know what I mean, and we did do it at the club because of some circumstances. So I don't want to get into it, but it'll be nice if the club actually embrace these sort of things instead of making it hard for people. But that's fine. Look, the main thing is the story got told. So what I normally do is we go to lunch or we have a coffee.
Break the ice.
First of all, again, thanks to Vich Lochisano. He's the one who organises these interviews, and if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be doing any of these. We usually get together, and then I usually ask him, and I always do this, is there anything you don't want me to talk about? All right? If there's something you don't want me to say, I will not say it. I'm not here to be a shock jock. You know what I mean? I'm here to hear your story. And he told us a story, and then I said, is it all right if you tell us this on camera? And he goes, yep, fine. So he goes, I'm happy to talk about it on camera. And he's never talked about it so openly. So it is actually a pretty amazing story. And the other story is how he got to the game, how he got to the thing. And that was off the street. He was one of the last people that walked off the street and played in the Premiership. So anyway, everyone, let's have a bit of a look at this quick interview.
Within a cemetery, I will fight, never wary. I wanna be legendary, till I'm dead and buried deep within a cemetery. I will fight, never wary. I wanna be legendary. I'll be last place, that's alright.
And here we have him, Paul, Molly Meldrum. How are you, mate?
Very good.
Molly, great to see you.
Have you ever met Molly?
Great to meet you. Thanks for inviting me on.
Have you ever met Molly?
I have. Yeah. No, obviously, a couple of occasions, and I think they did it specifically because we shared the nickname.
Yeah.
And second name. Back in the mid '80s, Crowded House did a tour.
Yes.
And they got myself and Russell Morris, obviously, because of the connection with his name and
the Hawthorn defender
and the singer Russell Morris.
Yeah,
the Hawthorn defender.
Yeah.
And they had it was a record launch or something down in South Melbourne. I got to meet Molly then, obviously.
Yeah.
And Shane said, "This guy wants to meet." Then it was like, "Remember me? You said you'd send out a letter." Then I could tell, Shane was pretty.
He went white.
Oh no, it was nothing like that. It was sort of brief. He said, "Look, okay, you can join in, but if you can't keep up, you're just going to have to move on." That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
Right. And Goffey told me then that you don't know how lucky you were to actually even play a game because Wes Lofts was the selector at the time. So
that's right.
At the time, and he would come
Chairman
down.
Of selection.
Chairman of selection. He wouldn't come down every training, but obviously once a week he'd come down and. Obviously, being the chairman of selectors, he knew all the recruits and all. And he'd say, "Who's the blonde bloke? What's it?"
But you'd stand there.
Shane, it's the guy that just asked for a run. And Wes, mate, we don't do that. Just tell him he's not required after training, right?
Yeah.
So one oval, and I probably had 35 possessions, right? They put me, I think, half back. And
is that all? 35?
Yeah. Probably more. I'm being modest. But. So
lucky you played well in that.
Yeah, the story that I understood was that Wes, after watching that game, said, don't worry about what I was telling you about getting rid of him, right? But Shane tells me that he was asked to get rid of me even the night that Intra Club was on. Right,
that's right. Such a good game in the Intra Club.
Yeah,
and he's gone. Shit, I hope Shane hasn't told him. Didn't he? And luckily, Shane got distracted and hadn't told him.
Yeah, so that's like I said, that blows me away because I didn't know that at all. So
sliding doors, eh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Tragic incident that unfortunately interrupted everyone's season, really, in a lot of ways. But you happen to be pretty close to the action when young Peter Motley was unfortunately involved in a very severe car accident. I think it was around May. It might have been.
Yeah, from memory, it might have been
May of.
I could be out by. I think it was round 6. It was the Thursday night before the Geelong game out of Waverley.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, some people know, most don't. I was involved in that accident with Mott's, and in terms of my car didn't. Obviously,
you were following him.
I was following him, and the car that actually collided with Mott's actually ricocheted basically and wiped out. My car was a write-off as well.
Yeah.
But look, a terrible night.
Can you just describe to us what happened with that accident very briefly?
Yeah, just briefly. So, as I said, a car came into Mott's driver's side at a 45-degree angle. It was like it flew in.
Right into his car door?
Absolutely into his driver's door.
He got hit. Man.
Yeah, so that knocked his car completely out of view. We were in the inside lane. It knocked him across the sorry, you call that the outside. It knocked him into the inside lane and then onto a grass sort of verge. It just seemed like slow-mo, but the next thing I realised the car that hit him is still in motion. It was spinning, and it actually then took off basically everything right up to the bonnet.
Wow. So your car was hit as well?
Oh yeah, no, I saw it when I realised I was going to. I just closed my eyes, hung onto the wheel, for dear life, and when I opened it, obviously he was gone. Mott's car was gone. When I looked at the steering wheel, I'd actually bent it right back.
Wow. Just holding on.
Just the force, so on itself. So,
okay.
But I know my recollection is that the doctor sort of took control. Used a newspaper to make a brace.
Yes.
Got him stabilised. He was out, right? He was in it. He was out, and I think he ended up being in a coma for a few days.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow.
And they eventually got into the ambulance, and the ambulance took off. And I remember at the time, we both went to the hospital, and I might have stayed there for an hour. It soon became pretty, no one was going to be able to see him or stuff like that. I certainly, Braddles remained. I ended up going home a couple of hours after that.
Yeah, he as well.
Yeah, Fraser Murphy, sorry. So,
so what's that initial feeling?
Oh, it's a strange one because it's sort of, it was fantastic, right?
Yeah,
it was just,
of course.
But at a moment, I did have a moment where I sort of, because as a child, it's a childhood dream, and it's almost when it happened, it was like, this is it. How do I feel about it? Just, but it was awesome.
This is it.
This is it. There was a moment where just of reflection, and it was. I couldn't agree more. I think that the mistake will be, and Carlton's been guilty of that. They rush in, they try and get the your Malthouse type coach.
Messiah.
The guy's going to deliver it in a short space of time. That's not the way. Even if and I think Voss, we all know what a terrific player was, and his second round as coach, he'll evolve in this role, right?
Yep.
I think let's stick with the coach. I think he's a good coach.
Good.
Maybe put other people around him that can help him.
Yeah, and I'm sure he'll do.
Maybe he's a little deficient.
I think all coaching panels now are a collective.
Of
the expertise across it. It's not a one. It's not a one-man show anymore.
That's exactly. Yeah.
And I think there's a great core to this player group. We're not that far off it. We're just in a real slump at the moment, but that won't last.
All right, there you go, man. So you saw the bit of a clip there. So he goes in depth into the story. It's actually an amazing story. As I said, we were sitting there quite taken back by the whole event, So the first time it's been told. And as I said, it's two amazing stories. First, how he got into the club. Like, imagine walking off the street and just pretty much saying, hey, because his coach goes, he can play, and Shane goes, E grade, they're all champions, but then he went in there, got a chance, and then never looked back, and an 87 premiership player, after that, and a really top bloke. So everyone, catch that tomorrow night at 8 p.m.
Correct. Could be one of the best ones you've done.
I'm telling you.
It's always these, and it's not to denigrate, but we have these players that we put up in lights, that I find the best stories are from the ones that
100%
might not be the most famous ones.
And we've said that we want to interview like anybody, because everybody's got a story, and you don't know what that story.
Doesn't have to just be a Carlton player. Anyone.
And eventually we will be going. We'll be
fans or whoever.
Whatever. And that's right. And everyone's got this story. Everyone's got a story, and if you just sit there and listen to them, sometimes you might learn something. I learned that. From your parents, right? When you're young, they're talking, and whatever. I'm going to go out tonight. Shut up. That's how I was. And then when you get older and you become a father and that, you
realise,
sit there and your dad's telling you stories and you listen to him. And then my mum used to crack it. My mum used to go, oh, always the same story, shut up, you know. My dad used to crack it and I used to go, Mum, just leave him. Like he wants to tell his story, you know. Exactly. And now I miss those stories. Everyone's got a story. So, you know, so sit back, enjoy the what's his name?
Molly Meldrum.
The Paul Molly Meldrum story. All right. Now listen to the beast, mate. We have got one of our favourites here. What have we got here? What do we got here? What do we got here? This one? No, it's not this one.
There we go.
There we go. I can see it.
Oh, God.
You got yours?
Oh, yeah.
You got the tongue out with that one.
I'm ready for this one.
3, 2, 1. Banana of the week. Proudly sponsored by Merino Bros. Spend over $60 and you get free shipping to your door the very next day if you order before midnight. There you go.
All right. Now, my banana, I'm going to go first.
Yeah.
My banana goes straight up. I'm going to show you something. Now, we can't have the volume because copyright.
Yes.
But you can understand what's going on.
Okay,
everyone, let's have a look at this.
Copyright, okay. Oh, God. How was that copyrighted? Oh, the music in the background. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Oh, God. I mean, yeah.
Now, I want you to watch the Captain Carlton.
Oi.
Look at the moves. Fantastic, isn't it? That's fantastic. That's what our mascot is doing. Dancing to Britney Spears. If you want to be my lover.
That's Spice Girls.
That's Spice Girls.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Spice Girls.
It's Spice
She
Girls.
knew.
If you want to be my lover, you can get on your knees. Then you can beat us at the MCG.
Oh,
You
right.
want what you really want. Dang! That's what you got from you bunch of bananas. This is what we've turned into now. That our mascot is dancing to a girl song, a girly song, mate. Mate, I wish I was in charge of the entertainment, mate.
How's
I
the
would
hip-
play metal, you know, like the death metal. I want to see like the devil's voice come out of the. Instead of like, and you know what freaks me out about this fucking banana? He was practicing during the week. So can you imagine the Carlton team come out to bloody Spice Girls?
Oh, God.
So how were we supposed to perform? When our mascot, we used to have the fucking hovercraft. I would have had a GT do burnouts on the fucking ground. I would have done the fucking mud everywhere. That's what I would have put out. Not dancing. You are embarrassing everybody. You build like Tarzan. You're dancing like a Jane, for crying out loud. Seriously, you are a banana of the year. I'm embarrassed.
How about the hip?
I'm embarrassed. Imagine my mate see that your mascot. You know what they should have played? I'm going to play it now, right? You'll see it, right? And did you see the Conor McGregor? He punched the mascot and knocked him out.
Oh, yeah, knocked him out.
That's what we should do. You're going to fucking do. Not dance to the bloody Spice Girls. If you're gonna be my lover, I'm telling you, that got me upset, man. Sorry.
You got one, Matula?
Oh, I don't really have one.
Go.
Oh,
There's always a banana.
Well, me for lining up for the bobblehead.
That is a
I
banana.
went with my son.
That is a
about an
banana.
hour and a
How long
half.
did ya?
Easy, if not close to. Yeah, we got one pretty quickly.
An hour and a half.
An hour and a half, but that's Carlton. That's the dedication we have. It would have been nice if we got that back.
Oh man, that is a
So
banana.
yeah,
That
I'm a
is
bit,
a pretty
bit of
good
a
banana.
banana. There you
We've
go.
been
I hand it over.
stirring the bubble.
I know, and then I'm guilty
And
of
you're
having
guilty
them
of
all.
Well, they know how to pull the heartstrings, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mine's a bit like, right, it's completely out of football. It's not really, but it's to do with cricket. But Indian batsman Shubman Gill was dismissed by a lovely catch, Cam Green, like right down to his left, and
Which
like
one?
it
The
was
one
the
at the
one where he got his fingers
Or was it
right.
the one back there?
No, it was the one.
Oh, yeah,
that was
one
like
there.
right on the ground, right?
Yeah.
And Shubman Gill's like posted, like, how was this out? And Rohit Sharma saying, how was it out? Impossible, blah blah blah. So to Shubman Gill, it was out. It was a catch. Banana of the week for you, and also banana of the week too. He was calling with our call team, Ravi Shastri.
Ah.
He goes, maybe they should do a best of 3 ICC.
That's
because you lost, Ravi. Your boys lost. That's why.
That's right.
You would have kept the format the way it was if India had won, Ravi.
100%, man.
So
100%. That's funny. I love that.
Those are my.
When did he say that? When did he say
after
that?
The tournament. After it.
What was your best of 3?
But Ravi's a mate. That call team we had was just so good. Like that mixture
good.
of like when Australia, it's always been a rivalry.
No, it's good.
Australia and India in the cricket. So and they're loud, those Indian supporters.
Yeah. Oh.
They actually said on the call that India never have an away game in cricket.
Yeah, that's true.
The supporters, the fans just rock up all the time.
Man. They love their cricket.
So,
1.2 billion people, and all they have is cricket.
Yeah,
and they love their cricket.
Crazy.
You know, like what's the batsman? Tendulkar, and even what's his name? The one now, who's the champion?
Kohli. They're like gods, mate. They are. They're like gods. These
Tendulkar says he has to drive his car like midnight, so that no one's. And there's still like 8 billion people on the road.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, all right, they're good. We had a good ones today. Fantastic.
So that's a little one for the cricket fans out there. I'm in cricket mode at the moment, so I have to be.
I love it. I love it. The Ashes coming up now.
Yeah, huge. Massive, man. Massive time for the station.
Hey, is this our favourite?
Oh, it's your favourite.
I love
Ma che cazzo sta parlando?
Che
bello. Ma che cazzo sta a fare? Ma che cazzo sei? Ma che cazzo?
Just the best 3-word lineup.
Alright.
3, 2, 1.
Ma che cazzo!
That's what we're up and about.
Is it cazzo or?
It's cazzo.
Cazzo.
Yeah, it's cazzo, but it's mucka cats. So that's like a slang way of saying
cut
it.
off.
It's a cut off, yeah. So mucka
off
cats.
the vowel
But really it's mucka cazzo.
Correct.
Yeah.
WTF.
But in Italian you go mucka cats. You know,
exactly.
it's always cut off early.
Correct.
You know? Alright, so first one I'm gonna say, when I was talking about the big V8s doing the burnouts, that's how I would have
the
done.
GT.
Round the ground, mate.
Yes.
I'm telling you, mate, there would have been like gashes in the ground, mate. This is my home game, mate. When I was a kid, bub, all right, we used to have Saturday, Sundays, Cardigan Street.
Oh, in Carlton?
In Carlton.
Yeah, mate, my old man always used to go there with my Tio. Yeah,
I used to love it, man. So we've got a little bit of footage here. This is what we should have been doing, man. There's a fucking blues. Watch this.
They do the HQ Monaro.
Look at the Monaros, the Commodore. Mate, this was the best, man. Every Saturday and Sunday. Look, the Scorpion. Oh, I love this, man. Oh, look at this. East Falcon.
Holdens.
Oh, the Monaro, mate. Look at this. Look at the Tirana, mate.
Is that an SL 500 on the left there, the black one?
Nah.
On the left, isn't it? No.
Nah, look at that, the XD.
Look at the hair.
Oh, that was me then. Look at the hair
score live on Street Chick?
No.
Ah.
Sorry.
Used to love this. Look at this. Every
you're
Saturday and
kidding me.
Sunday, mate, it was the best.
And the cops will do nothing?
No, and so then by the end, like usually on a Saturday night, we'd all get chased out by the cops. So the cops would
split it all up.
Split up. Everyone running through the park. You know, they catch 1 or 2 people. I'll tell you a couple of stories. The first person to ever get his car confiscated was my mate Salve.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh,
you're joking.
You hand outside, foot outside, man.
Moon Wars.
Yeah, they took away his car. And then the other time that we got pulled up in my mate's, was a little rotary. We jumped in, man. He got pulled
Mazda
up.
RX or something.
And then what happened was he was writing the ticket, ready to bloody confiscate the car, and this hoon comes around the corner, whoa, and the cop like goes to stop him, and it hits him.
Oh,
right, and he jumps like, and he's fallen, and he's
the cop got hit.
Yeah, just got slightly scraped. You know, he's fallen on the floor, and his legs are in the air, and he's kicking the car, and then like my mate walks up to him and he goes, what do you want me to do? And he just threw the license at him and he goes, get out of here, you know. So we got away with it. Fucking top stuff. Thanks for the bloke.
The cop nearly got killed. Top stuff. Jeez.
So they were the good old days, mate, the good old days. Hey, listen, we talk about cricket.
Oh, yeah? You got something with cricket coming up, do you? All right.
I just call this, it's just not cricket.
Okay.
Here we go.
He's going to fall again, surely.
He's going to... Check him out. What's the chances? Look at this.
Fucked himself out.
Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I love cricket. Hey, now this one you're going to love, right? Now, doesn't matter what sport you play around the world, right? Fans are all the same. They are all the same.
I guess so.
So let's have a look at this. And now, it's in Italian, but there are subtitles.
Okay.
Let's go.
Oh, I see. Is that...
Non ci credo, c'è un posto libero per il derby.
Oh, this is brilliant. I've seen this.
Fortunatamente è appena morta. Mi dispiace tanto, Sì. Non si è mai persa una partita, no? Ma non aveva qualche amico o familiare conoscente, qualcuno che volesse il biglietto, no? No. Sono tutti al funerale.
Football Italia, back soon for another unmissable season, live on Bravo.
Imagine if you did that now, these days.
Yeah, I know.
Cancel the club, cancel the membership, cancel everything.
No, you don't want to miss the game. I reckon that his wife wouldn't have wanted him to miss the game. If she went to every game...
Yeah.
You know what, you're probably right.
Yeah.
I call this one is you can't trust anyone, not even an animal anymore.
Oh, God.
Right? And I know you kind of like these little...
What? Oh, raccoons.
Raccoons and squirrels and shit like that when they do their funny little things. So you can't trust anyone.
Okay, let's see. What's this little thing? Oh, what is that? It's a possum.
Yeah?
Possum.
So he tries to like fake his own death, but he doesn't quite get it right, so... wait, it's not quite right yet.
I love it.
Oh, look, that was so good, man. Like, I'm going to show you again, man. The bloke sets it up. I mean, the bloke... Look,
That's so clever, though.
Now, I don't know why, and you know they kind of fake their death, like they pretend to be dead for a reason, but look at this.
He's doing
Thinking that I need to go higher.
bench press.
I need to go higher.
About to get bench press going.
Oh, dear.
All right. Hey, I just call this one, you always got to put some thought in what you're about to do, right? So this bloke here, he does a fishing kind of tutorial.
Right.
And here he goes. Have a look at this.
You ever wet a line, you should always, and I mean always, put some thought about what you're going to do. And what...
Oh, that's right on the shin too. That could be a broken.
Have you ever hit your leg like that?
Not like that.
That's bad.
No.
My mum did that at Christmas.
Mate.
That's agony. Right on the shin too. You got no muscle. You've got no skin.
right on
you got
Nice
no fat.
bruise. Nice bruise.
Oh yeah. Bad.
All right, we're going to finish off again. Listen, we need a little bit of Greek culture here.
Again with the Greek. No, I'm only joking.
Of course we do.
No,
We have
of course
to.
it is a Greek night.
Has to have Greek night. So this bloke here just explains a few things about Greek Easter and
I
eating.
should be able to understand this.
All right,
Yeah.
let's have a bit of a listen to him.
Christos Anesti. We have a different holiday than the rest of the United States people. This holiday is called Greek Easter. It is because Jesus Christ died for Greek people's sins. So Greek Easter is a real celebration of Jesus Christ rising from the dead, and we sing Christos Anesti echnechno. Christos Anesti. Alithos Anesti. Christ has risen. He truly has risen. This is what we do. We greet each other on Easter. I say Christos Anesti, and you say Alithos Anesti, Or if you're American, you say, Alithosanasti. Alithosanasti. Tikanis. Tikanis.
No, we don't say that.
I want some baklava, and I would like some Spanicopera, and Dolmadres. It's Dolmades and Spanicopita. Spanicop. Δόξα Πατρί και Υιό και Υιό Πνεύματιν, νυν και ειν και εις τους αιώνος των αιώνων. Greeks have many traditions where we like to eat lamb. Greek history, we eat every part of the lamb. This is the feast we have. We don't eat for a month in celebration of Jesus Christ. And we have a month where we eat and we fast until the day of the feast when Christ has risen. We eat the whole lamb. We eat the guts of the lamb in a soup called mayaritza, which is made of lamb's intestines and lemon. And we have something called kokoretsi, which is the guts of the lamb wrapped up in the intestines with lemon. And we have tomatoes and feta cheese, and we also have potatoes with lemon and olive oil, and we have the whole lamb that we eat after that with just the pieces of the lamb and his brains and his eyes and his tongue with lemon. The eyeballs and the tongue and the brains is a delicacy.
Oh, wow.
He does a lot of skits, that guy.
Yeah.
So if I say Christos Anesti, what do you say?
Alithos Anesti.
Alithos Anesti.
Not the way he's got the accent. He's not a real Greek, mate. He's not a
Christos
real Greek.
Anesti, and in response you say Alithos Anesti.
Alithos Anesti.
Okay.
I love it.
The other one I know, what's the other one?
Or baklava.
No. What's the other one? What's good night? Kalinikta. Kalinikta. It's almost time for good night. Not for me though. Not good night for me. My good night's in like... My good night's for people's good morning now this day.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's right. No.
Operating on London time, sir.
Yeah, no, well, you do, man. You're a night owl now, aren't you? All right.
I operate best
you
at
want to
night.
turn that thing? It's annoying me.
Sorry.
Oh no, he's not.
Don't
I'm
push the
trying to
side
put my
button.
hand.
No, yours are right.
Is that okay?
No, turn it in.
Oh, turn it in.
That's better.
It just keeps popping out though.
Yeah, I know, because you got to kind of fix it up a bit.
It's going the other way. It's on that way, that's why.
Why you got it that way for?
Oh, the light, yeah. Damn it, sorry. Hold on.
Oh no, I keep looking at the light now.
My apologies. Okay.
All right.
Make sure it's still on. Yep, we're still
You
on.
know he never gets it wrong.
Who never gets it wrong? I love what he says.
Snitch.
I like your...
Snitch chicken and salad. Snitch chicken salad. The three musketeers of deliciousness. Do you know who made those up?
Mars. He's a clever man, Mars.
Hello, Mars.
Hello.
Hey,
Hope
Mars.
you're doing well in Italy or wherever you
I
are.
think he is, mate. I think
We
he
miss
is.
your journal.
We do miss his journal. I don't think he misses it though.
Oh, what are we doing here?
God.
All right, we stuffed everything up here. All right.
Okay, let's go get back.
Come back,
I know
Mars.
what's next anyway. The Mediterranean salad is next, Rocco.
So let's put the Mediterranean.
Mediterranean is
Here
next.
it is. This is our one. This is our one.
Charlie
Hey.
Perno, wasn't it?
Is it? No, it's just us.
That's us.
Mediterranean
Oh
salad.
yeah.
Yeah, a mixture of all sorts, yeah. Italians, Greeks.
Oh, wasn't that chera salad?
I could be chera salad, yeah, we can make it. Or
Wasn't it the
cincotta.
Or cincotta?
Yeah, the
Can make
chera
a
and the
cincotta,
chicotta. Yeah.
The cincotta.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you what, that price there, $16.50, $17.50, that's
a bargain.
£8 in London. There's no way known you could get that in London. Ridiculous. And the exchange rate is cooked at the moment. It's almost double.
What do you reckon, Booney?
Booney wants a beer.
How good was that? Booney wants a beer. Hey, a beer would be nice right now. Hey, listen. Hey, we've got fucking Paul's favourite. Like, I'm telling you, he waits all day for it. He messages me, oh, I can't wait for my segment, and here it is. Paul's call.
Now, we've got 2 calls today.
Ah, I like it.
2 calls, right?
We actually got a call?
Yep. One's an actual call, commentary call.
Oh, what's
I'm
the
going to
other
call Cincotta's goal. The other is an explosive call.
Oh, I like it. I like the explosive call.
So I haven't got the vision up, but I can remember it because it was the only bit of play that I
Which
really
one?
remember. That Cincotta's goal. I don't need the vision. You haven't got the vision.
that?
Unless you've got it. Oh, you got the vision, did you? Ah, we've got the vision.
It would be this one. Here we go.
All right.
Oh,
now this. Can you get it? Have we got it? Have we got it? Have we got it? We're waiting. We're waiting. Here we go. The ball comes out to Chera. Gives a handball to Chincotta. He can line it up from 55 metres. And the Blues have got the first. Chincotta with a big celebration. Show us the emblem, son. And Carlton go to 1 straight 6. The Bombers 2 behinds, 2 points on the Penrite Oil scoreboard. It's a lovely goal from the Italian. That's a good goal.
That was a goal. I'm telling you, it was a great goal.
It's a fantastic goal.
If the game just ended there.
See how it was short and sweet? See how
what a night it would
That would
have
have been a good night.
Lovely finish too.
It was a lovely
Like when he kicked the goal, I thought, fuck, when's a half backman ever run in from 50? Like never. I can't remember. And I thought, okay, maybe something's changed here.
That's what been
Nothing has changed.
Yeah, well, again, we thought things had changed.
Now things are really going to change. Now, last week when Terry was on the show, God bless Terry, and actually we haven't really mentioned this, but congratulations, Terry. We didn't even say. Well, we did announce it on the Instagram, but congratulations on 10,000 subscribers on Leaderboard.
10,000. You know,
we love you with all our
heart.
heart.
Can I just say something? You know what a big achievement 10,000 subscribers is.
But you know what? As much as it's great, and we all love our subscribers, it's about bringing Carlton.
No, of course.
And the reason we have that number, and the reason he has that number, well, you know what? I'm not even going to say he has that number because it's all of us, and that's what it is.
Everyone.
That's why I keep saying we, because it's a community. Is because everything's authentic. Everything is just from the heart. It's from the mind.
But where did it start from? The leader.
Oh, well, that's exactly right.
Exactly right.
You got to have a supreme commander at the top.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, back to Paul's call. So we'll do our formalities as well to Terry at the end as well. But we've already put up an Instagram post and some social media posts. Now, last week I called for, and again I called for it after the game, for someone to flip open the panel, punch in the nuclear code.
Oh, yes.
And press the nuke button.
Yes.
Now, the reason we're side-eyeing Matula here is because we've got a prop.
We've got a prop, mate.
And it's a genuine prop. Now, it's not quite as big as a nuke, right?
No.
But if you could, please grab me a lighter if there is one there.
We've got everything.
Thank you. Now, Matula and her husband, what's your husband's name?
Evan.
Evan.
Very kindly donated this to the jumper punch. And this is handmade.
It is handmade.
I don't know if this is going to light
Are you
up.
going to light it?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Stand back, everybody.
There we go. Run.
I'll do it.
Go do it.
I'll do it. Will I throw it? Is that going to catch on fire?
I don't know.
Should we just blow it up? Like, can you do a blow-up thing?
I reckon we put it here.
Okay.
No, let it stay lit. That's nice.
Is there a smoke alarm in here?
So there we go. First of all, thanks, Evan. What a great bloody prop.
Look at this. It's a TNT prop.
So that's your candle.
Are they candles?
No, it's
They're like
timber.
wood. That's timber.
Oh, is that timber? I really thought they were candles.
No, it's not. No, it's explosives,
No, it's
mate.
explosives.
Actual explosives.
Spray painted it.
No, it's explosive.
No,
No pyro,
yeah, it
no
is,
party.
sorry.
So,
How good is that?
Paul's call is again the second call. The place needs to be nuked.
Yep.
2 to 3 years, everything needs to be cleaned out. And the person to run it all is the person who presses the button, because they'd have swallowed their pride and realised that the club is currently... You know what the club is like? I'll tell you what the club is like at the moment. It's like Chernobyl. Everything that walks in is doomed.
Yes.
Doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah,
Doesn't
and
matter
we were
how strong
saying
you
that.
are.
We were saying that. No matter who gets in there, it's like they bloody get doomed by the end of it. They get consumed by the Carlton monster.
Brisbane are going to hate us even more after what we've done to their legend.
Oh, yeah.
And champion. Isn't it amazing too
How many people do we...
Yeah, the tarnished legacies. Well, look at the players that Michael Voss led. Chris Scott, Brad Scott, Craig McRae, and they're all above him on the ladder. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Do you think if Michael Voss was at Collingwood, they would be in a similar position to what they are now? I think they would be.
It's hard to say.
I know. It's a very, very hypothetical scenario.
Will he be the same? Will he be the same? Look, maybe Voss was a great captain.
Yeah, you know a great player doesn't always make a great coach.
You know what I mean? So, and that's what we'll never know. We'll never know. Look,
No,
the point is that Voss was interviewed by Collingwood.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they didn't pick him, so you know what I mean. Like, so it's a
you zig instead of zag, and one way or the other. Anyway,
but the thing about Voss too is he being allowed to do what he wants?
That's the question.
That's the question that we'll never know. You know what I mean?
I'm sure he is, but he's probably just got it wrong. That's the thing. I don't know. Anyway,
we just don't know.
But why are they stopping him? Why don't they let him? He's the coach, doesn't he? How is the board?
I don't think
because I think the way I look at it is, it's when things aren't going well, then they interfere, right? So, for example, one way would be we need a win. We need a win this week. We're playing Essendon. We need a win this week. I don't care about playing young kids. We play the experienced people, even though it's going to be detrimental to the future. We need a win,
detrimental to the future,
and we will play these players, and they do. The other way was, for example, like the Bolton era, right?
Oh, Robert Walls. They undermined him.
Yeah. The other one was like the Bolton. They said to him, like, you, right, need to play these people, you know.
And you need to play more attacking football.
Right, and you need to play these people to grow the team, you know, get these young kids in there, you know, we need to get games into it. And then after that it changed. Like, it changed from continuing on that path to all of a sudden needing to win games. So why all of a sudden, if we're going along this path, why have you changed it? So to me, that's someone or some people dictating terms, you know what I mean? So that's the way I see it. So that's when I say, are they allowing him to do what he wants to do? We just don't know. And the pressure, like you say, for example, the coach, all right, it's safe. You know what I mean? Your position's safe.
Well, I mean,
but is that what they're really saying to him?
Well, results will dictate that.
I know, but you know when he could coach freely and that, when not just come out with your bullshit statements, when he would say, listen, mate, it's like your players. You go, you're gonna play 4 games.
Yeah.
You're gonna play 5 games. I don't care how bad you play. I'm not dropping you. Right? It'd be the same with the coach saying, "That's your path. Is that what you want to do? Man, I'm going to trust you all the way to the end." Right? But halfway through, things are going bad, and you go, "Mate, you better change this. We need to do something." And then all of a sudden, you're changing the way I'm thinking. You know?
The moment you start thinking about my contract, my job, it's like
So then all of a sudden he starts to think, oh yeah, exactly, my contract. So does he start to coach differently to the way he wanted to coach? Where if your job was safe, you wouldn't care about your contract. It's the same with the players. Now they're caring about possessions. They're not caring about the team thing. Who knows? Could be all bullshit. Who the bloody hell knows? Instagram, TikTok, like, share, sub. Always. You don't know. You see what it's done with Terry? Like, it helps.
We love him, dear. He had a. It was hilarious when he started eating on the fan cams, because I didn't watch the fan cams. I didn't watch the fan cams live. I got home.
Starts to eat.
I got home, got into bed, watched them, and
even your sister, I'm worried about you. I worried about you when you started eating.
Is that why she hopped? That's why she hopped.
Yeah. Just check up on him and just
Then what did he say? I'm going to cry. I think I'm going to cry. He needed a hug. And I did, on our little inbox, I did DM him and make sure he was all okay.
No, you did. I saw it.
We love him dearly.
And poor Pommy was broken.
Everyone's broken.
Yeah, we are. That's what I said before. Just feel broken.
Yeah, we do, because we put so much effort. And I'm not just saying, just as content people, your emotions as a fan. Of
course.
You put so much into it, and now you're slowly getting broke. We don't know what to do anymore. Like, we're watching our baby, you know, our love just fall away.
Look at the videos from the game. Like, it should never have to come to that. It should be this. Mikel Arteta's little thing. You've got when the team has passion and clarity, it creates energy in the fan base.
Yeah,
that's the holy trinity.
We'll put up that picture.
Yeah, we'll put it up. It's a silly little thing. It's not a silly little thing. The animation and the drawing's funny.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's when you play with passion and you play with clarity, clearness, and understanding, it all comes together.
100%.
You feed off the energy, you know.
All right, we thank Snitz Marina Brothers, Top Dog Liquor, North Seafood Bar and Grill.
But most importantly, well, we'll do that at the end. Thanking, or should we do that now?
What?
Thank Matula.
Well, we haven't finished yet.
Okay, sorry, apologies. Sorry. My bad.
Let's get through these things here.
Taking over, yeah?
No, we're going to thank her, but I'm just saying. We've got to thank these people too.
She's had to sit here and endure it for 3 hours.
No, I'm fine.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Good. What should they do for someone to get on the couch?
They should become a member,
Exactly.
just like I did.
Well done.
And
you can
enjoy
do it.
this
So if
experience.
you become a member, not only do you get your 25% off, yes, you get a chance to sit on the couch and have a kick and go into an interview. So do it. It's good for you. It's good for us too. Legends of Jumper Punch, 8 p.m. Of course, Paul Meldrum, the big interview.
Molly Meldrum.
Forever Rivals, don't forget, big one this week. And Blue Sunday, 7:30 on a Sunday. And one of the hosts, Bangkok Joe.
Yep.
Does his tours.
He does do his tours.
Retired working for you, seriously. You been to Thailand?
No.
You got to go. Would you like Thailand?
I don't know. Anywhere would be nice to go.
It is. Thailand's a beautiful place. It's beautiful. The food, the beaches, imagine now, they're like it's winter.
You know where I want to go?
36 degrees.
Really want to go. There's 2 places I want to go, and then I'm going to go next year. Italy, obviously.
Yeah, I'm going to Italy next year.
Greece.
Yeah.
I really want to
Greek
go to
island
Greece.
Party up there.
I really, really want to go to Greece.
You need to go see that guy who talks about the lemon and the
where are the locations to go in Greece, Matula? Just so
I don't know. I haven't been. Last time I went, I was 12 years old.
Okay, fair enough.
So my son went to all the islands when he went.
Eos and all that stuff.
You're really like an Australian, aren't you?
I'm a bit of an Australian.
Proud of your heritage.
The freckles and all.
There you go.
You are. You're Australian. That's good.
Great stuff. Joe Lutzer.
Anyway,
video.
Everyone have a look at this.
Hello Jumper Punch viewers, this is Bangkok Joe and welcome to part 2 of my Bangkok tour. You'll see I'm at the market because today's episode is all about food, buying, cooking and eating. And then once we've done that, we're going to spend a nice relaxing night at the kickboxing. So sit back, relax and enjoy. And remember, go Blues.
Because at night on day number 2, you're going to jump in a tuk-tuk. Ah, yeah, tuk-tuks, the epitome of Bangkok. Now, the convoy of tuk-tuks is just for those of you who are going to book with the one-click method, which I'm going to tell you at the end of the video. If you're on your own, you're just going to be on your own in a tuk-tuk, but convoy of tuk-tuks, trust me, there's nothing like it. And you're gonna be with a group and we're gonna explore Sukhumvit. A lot of places to eat, places to drink. You're gonna just zip around this fleet of tuk-tuks. It's gonna be a wild night. You get up on day 3. Now that you know what the food's like, it's time to learn how to cook it. And we're not just doing any cooking school, you're gonna go to Cooking with Poo. You know, it achieves 3 things. First, you go to the Klong Toy market in the morning, and that's an experience of itself that belongs on the itinerary. There's fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, and extremely fresh chicken.
Today we have in papaya.
That's Pooh there. She takes you through, she explains everything that you see. Then you go back to Pooh's house, which is a challenged neighborhood. Some people call it a slum. I don't like to call it that, but it's very interesting to get into this part of Bangkok. Not many tourists go there. It's really cool to get back inside because this place has retained a super awesome vibe, community, family feel, even though there's a lot of challenges faced back here. Here we are, entering Cooking with Pooh to prepare the ingredients into something delicious.
If you love spicy, when you put chili,
You're gonna cook 3 Thai dishes. Of course, you're gonna get to eat them all. It is awesome. It's a great experience and the only cooking school that I'd recommend. Then at night, we're gonna go to one of Bangkok's funkiest restaurants. And this place actually has a secret door. It's over in the Talad Noi district. It's called Ban Rim Nan. That place is an experience in and of itself. And then when your belly's full, time to take in Thailand's national sport, a night at the Muay Thai Stadium. The real action's in the crowd, where they're not even watching the fight. They're focusing on getting the bets laid. You might want to gamble a little, bring a little money, bet on the blue, bet on the red. Either way, it's a wild atmosphere. If you've never been to Muay Thai in Bangkok, this is worth putting on your list.
There you go.
So Joe's doing good stuff in Bangkok. He's doing good stuff on Blue Sundays, which was on Mondays this week.
Yeah, well, it was on a Monday.
Blue Sunday on a Monday.
Make sure you catch up. Hey, we've got some viewers here. Let's have a look at this first.
Yep, viewers and comments. All right, let's see. Who's this from? Jimmy Raptors, hello. Manny gives me more reason each week to hate Collingwood even more. Can't wait till they choke in the finals and Manny's crying a river. Yeah, sheesh.
Yes,
I think
Manny's
they're going to. I honestly think they're going to piss in the premiership. But anyway, I hope I'm wrong. I reckon they're going to win the premiership by a long way.
You're a fucking idiot. Like, how did you manifest that into the thing? That's never going to happen. I'm telling you, I'll throw that thing at bloody Vic Park before that happens.
Who's this? Can you zoom in for me so I can see who that is? Is that Colclo?
It's Colclo.
Colclo. Great player, great interview, guys. In 1979 Grand Final, Trevor even upped and whacked ex-Carlton player Russell Olsen in retaliation for copping a whack himself earlier. Up to that point, Olsen was dominating in the muddy conditions. Trevor Keogh.
Yes, and Keogh and Olsen they were mates, and he almost
whacked him. Actually, when I showed my old man because I showed him, I paused when you three were on there, you, Trevor, Keogh, and Vince, and he's just so good with the old players. He just knows, like, he's not as, like, ingrained as it now because they've just detached. He still follows it every week, right? And I go, Dad, I obviously didn't show him the name. I go, who's this player? It's obviously a bit older. Just looked at it, he just goes, Trevor Keogh. Knew straight away.
And he looks a bit different these days.
Oh, mate, he just knew straight away. What was this? Christmas 5626. Good point. Very important about Elliot chatting to fans. Fans felt connected. The club's become or seems impersonal, and that's really dangerous for longevity. Yeah, fair point. It's because everything's through this now. Everything's through a screen.
100%. It's not.
And you get more reach, but you don't have those connections anymore.
Exactly. And that's with society too, mind you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
100% society. Absolutely. Everyone's lost that.
Everyone is judging. Everyone now is judging, especially if you do stuff online, by what you put in that increment, and it makes up like 0.000000001% of your life, probably your day, really.
Of course.
Daniel L. Arda.
Yes.
All right, back to the Archidor. I'm not reading your laugh out. I'm actually laughing. Call of the night had me in fits. Love the show, boys. Go the Blues, and they can go F themselves at the same time. Never been more baffled as a Carlton supporter in my life. Keep bringing in the good stuff. That's what we're going to try to do.
Yeah, and that's true.
The show's been a little bit more measured, a little bit more balanced tonight. It's been good.
Yeah, I think so. But it's true what he said. It's like, I love the Blues, but come on.
Yeah, I know.
What about this one?
User Mr. whatever that number is. Run for the board, and we will all vote for you.
Now, that's a bit funny. I wouldn't do it.
Maybe it's not.
No, I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
Because I am not good enough to run for the board.
Well, nor are the other bananas we got in there.
I know, but it doesn't mean you do another banana.
Yeah, I know exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you'd want people who are going to do a good job for Carlton.
Would you do Vince? I'll do Vince.
Oh, Vince straight away.
I don't think. He said he didn't want to do anything.
Man, he's got some tough times doing on the thing. Yeah. But if he ever did decide, I think he'd get. And Vince wouldn't run for president or anything. He'd make sure that the right people come on board.
And that's what it's all about, making sure the right people are on there.
Yeah. I don't think it's about that, but it's just about putting the right people, and we'll see what happens anyway.
Yep. Joseph Luca. Joseph Luca? Is that Joe Lutzer? I was going to say. Cappuccino, dai, Paolo. This is what the Carlton players drink, probably with soy milk or almond milk. They should be drinking short blacks without milk or with a medicina. I have a short black, no milk, no sugar.
You do too.
I'm just straight up, no mucking around. I get caffeine withdrawal now at 29 years old.
Oh, really?
That's bad. That's really bad.
Yeah. I have at least 5 or 6 short blacks.
Mate, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Mars smashes short
Before
blacks.
you go to work.
Mate, I kill it.
Mars belts the short blacks.
Yeah, I kill it.
He smashes
I've got the
them,
machine that dang.
Yep.
And then I go to work.
Bang.
And I get one.
Next. The disgust on Paolo's face from David McCormick is so accurate on how we all feel. Too many issues across the whole club. It's too hard for any of us to have any faith in the future. They are cooked.
Yeah. At the moment, it seems to be there.
Nick.
And look, we don't condone violence. It's just
Is it a metaphor. It's like, you know. Tyler Dante, sorry, Paul, entitled to your opinion, but factually you are dead wrong. What's that mean? With regards to what?
That's
But what's that got to do with facts? Factually you are dead wrong. What do you mean by that?
Maybe they're facts. I don't know.
But it's got nothing to do with facts.
I put messages from all sorts of people.
Was that in reference to that, or was it in reference to...
What do you reckon?
Did I get a fact wrong or something?
No,
I'm not taking the piss. I'm not having a go.
No,
Did I get something wrong?
I'm assuming it's for that.
Oh, fair enough. No, that's all right. Well, a lot of people disagree with
I think it may be factually, you know, like
No,
you're wrong about like just cleaning it all out and starting again.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Maybe we are wrong.
I don't know. I know they're getting a lot wrong at the moment. That's what I know.
Well, that's it. So that was it.
But if that person can just clear up what
Tyler
factually
Dante.
wrong. Tyler Dante's. I'm not having a go or being an idiot. I just want to know what he meant by factually wrong.
Yeah, because if there is...
Just so I can go back and...
If there is
I made a
something
mistake or
factually
something,
wrong,
I don't know.
we
Maybe it
can
was
think, but yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
You know what? Who knows? No one knows anything. We don't know anything. All right. What a show.
That's gone by.
Did that go quick or did it go slow?
All good. No.
Well, she sits down and watches it for...
I do. Yeah. No.
But how's it feel being here?
No, it was really nice. Thank you very much for having me.
No, thank you very much for
Sorry that I was a little bit nervous.
No,
you didn't come across nervous.
Done very well.
I mean, you had me yelling to the bloody...
And it's from like one side. It's not like where it's from the left, from the right.
My head was going this way, that way, this way, that way. No,
She's the centre of attention.
Yeah.
Thank you very, very much.
No, I'm glad, and this is what it's all about. It's about bringing everyone together. We love having like the viewers and that, and catching up at Blue Broad events and now all
that
together.
Was good, I enjoyed that. Yeah.
And this is what happens. Everyone gets close, and together maybe we can do something. But yeah, so
how do we sum up how we're all feeling now? That's the question, isn't it?
Pretty much what we're doing right now, just slumped and like.
Yeah, it is. I can't get out of this funk.
Yeah, I wasn't there on Sunday because I obviously work, but I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I'll be there this Sunday. Yeah, I'll be there.
I'm telling you, after the game, I'm not going. Fuck them. I'm telling you, but I'll be there. Do you reckon the players would be like, after coming off the ground, that like after what happened, they'd be like, fuck, I'm not playing for him again. But I reckon that'd happen sometimes, maybe. I don't know. Was it just like natural human reaction, or?
Surely they would have had to be disappointed.
Because I actually don't think
it's interesting.
Like what happened after the game, and I don't want to go back and harp over it again, but I actually don't think it's as bad as what it could have been. In isolation, those incidents look like...
Of course.
Do you know?
But you could see it.
It's been brewing.
No, but what was funny was, so we were sitting... So where that happened, so these are the goals. We were to the right of the goals, and they walked off to the left of the goals, right? That's where the race was. You know where that race is? Right?
Yeah, I know where they always come out from. Yeah.
Right there. So we were to the right of the goals,
the opposite end of the cheer squad.
So when they were walking down the ground... There started a boo in the crowd.
Really?
There was this slightly
wow.
Boo. There was this little bit of a murmur going around.
That I didn't hear.
And that's when I said to Dylan, I go, watch this, man. Something's going to happen, because you could see everyone there. You know what I mean? Just starting.
Question: are people surprised by that? Are you surprised?
No.
Are you surprised by that?
No. I wasn't surprised. I knew it was going to happen, because.
It's not me defending it.
They blew.
I'm not
they
defending
blew the 3/4 time.
Really?
Yeah. And that wasn't a boo to the umpires. It was. I felt it was a boo to the team.
It's sad that we.
It's
like
really
that,
sad. And then I knew it was going to happen. He just felt its tension happening, mate. It was about to happen, you know. Now, how did the players feel? How would you know how they feel? Like, I'm just thinking if that was me. If I'm walking out, I've just played.
Use it as motivation, or what do you? I don't know. That's how I think. You know,
I'd probably be saying, "Fuck this, man!" Like, what the? I'll be saying, like, "What is going on, mate? What is wrong with us, mate?" Like, I actually wouldn't be upset with the fans. I'd be upset with me and us. I'd be going, "What is going on, mate? How can we do that?" And if they're not doing that, I'd be unhappy. You know, I'd be like upset of saying, "How can we do that, man? How can we be booed off?" I'd be blaming myself. I would have to. They would have to blame themselves. And then if you were in a team meeting and now they're going, like, they'll be talking then, I'll be standing up and going, "What the hell is going on, mate? What the hell is going on with this group?" Look, and the other thing I was picking out, right? The other thing I was picking out, every time Essendon kicked a goal, I watched the back line, what they were there, and no one demonstrated
with their... Yeah.
They never do it, mate. They never do it, mate. And I was kind of dealing and said, "Look at this, man, again with the hype, again with that. What is that, mate?" Like Lewis Young, you were fucking 8 metres behind him. I'd be going up to him and go, "Mate, you fucking next time you stick with him."
They don't do that.
Well, then there's a problem.
Yeah.
And Ange Christou said it. He said it that they used to do it, and then he goes, when during the year another team, who was it that got angry at one of his teammates from another team, and then the whole media jumped on it and said, like, "Oh, look at this, you know." Like, either you want them to do it or you don't want them to do it. You know what I mean? Like, they're teammates, man. I expect that if you do something wrong, like you said, you're tough love. If you do something wrong, I expect you to either you come up to me or me to come up to
Hold
you
you
and say, "Mate, what's going on there, mate? I love you as a brother, man, but that's poor, mate. That is poor. Yeah. Man, you do that shit again, not only you affect the team, you're affecting me, mate. Yeah. You're making me look bad here."
Yeah, exactly.
It was right in front of me when Wiedering kicked that out of bounds.
Oh, yeah.
And then I did like a high five. I lost.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing
and this is the whole thing. For? It's like, I understand the thing about going,
yeah, but that's...
Mate, let's do it, you know. Come on, lift. Like, there's a difference between saying...
Silvani has a dip at, like, when that... You see him remonstrate a lot.
He does.
He does.
He does, true.
He gets really frustrated, especially when they don't honour his leads.
But like I'm saying,
that happened too.
Yeah, a lot of the time it happened.
But there's a difference between saying, "Mate, lift your head, come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Next one," to saying, "All right, it's all right,
Instead
mate." There's a difference.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, mate, fans are getting upset about it. Ex-players are getting upset about it. They hate it. They hate it, man. Like, it's those little things that, and again, to me, that comes down to leadership. A leader should run down from the fucking back line to the forward line and go, "What the fuck was that, mate? Make sure I bet you Luke Hodge would have done that. He would have ran all the way from the back. He would have
Hodge is built differently.
Why aren't we getting those people?
I agree.
Why aren't we getting those people?
Can we get him to come and help Vossi?
Well,
yeah.
I wish, man. I've been saying that for years. Like, he's the type we need. We need that sort of type, you know. And, you know, he's almost getting too far away.
I would be getting on to, I've been adamant about this, that we need to pry Richmond, like, just somehow.
Of course.
Maybe, like, get a Cochin in or get a McIntosh or...
some winners.
You know, just on the field.
People go, "Oh, it doesn't matter." I think it matters hugely that you get winners who have experience winning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Experience winning, man. I'm telling you, you get some... How can experience not be important?
Collingwood still, and people wonder why Collingwood spiked up, because look at the guys. They've had guys in there that went to a grand final and won a grand final. Pendlebury, and a lot of those guys went to grand finals as well. So
yeah.
Anyway,
that's a wrap. That is a wrap. We can keep going.
Thank you again.
We always do that.
For tuning in to Blue Abroad and all the subscribers. Road to 10,000 is done. Don't know what the next road is, to 20,000, I guess.
Well, the next road is to get us to 2,000, right?
Oh, yeah, on Instagram. You know what else the next road is?
Not on Instagram, on YouTube.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, subscribers.
So everyone, all the people that subscribe to Blue Abroad, now go over and push the subscribe button.
I know. easy to do.
And this is the thing. I just want you to. I want to. It doesn't cost. We're not asking you to become a member. All you got to do is subscribe. You just got to put.
So you get the notifications.
That's all. That's all it is. Just subscribe. But you go. Oh, so what? I'm telling you, the subscribe makes a huge difference to the channel.
Correct.
Now Terry reaching 10,000.
Massive.
That's going to help the channel out a lot in more ways than you know, because it moves to the next level for the YouTube content.
Fantastic.
Right? And that helps you guys now. Yep. That helps you guys because the better content, he's going to get like a lot more assistance, and we can get better content.
See what happens when you're authentic and you talk from the heart and you try to get to the bottom of everything.
Of course.
See?
Of course.
It's no
that's
shock.
what we are.
It's no shock. So.
And that's what we are.
But again, it's not about the numbers. It's about getting Carlton back to where we need to get.
It is about the thing. But I know it's not about the numbers.
I know. The people.
But the numbers show that, you know, like we're united. You know what I mean? So anyway, listen. I think it's done. What do you reckon, Booney? Are we done? What do you reckon he'll say?
I don't know. 10, 9.
Hold on.
Sorry, couldn't wait.
That is gold, mate.
How perfect is that?
We just leave it.
Seeing you all along.
We just got to end it
And
there.
you believe that there's no higher power or something
there is
like
a higher
that?
power. There is a higher power.
Yeah. His name is Bruce Matheson. Can we blow the show up with a... Can you put like an explosion effect or something?
All right, let's do it.
3, 2, 1, go Blues. 3, 2, 1,
go Blues!
I swore to God if I ever had a chance to be a friend to somebody, because you don't need 20 friends, you just need 3 motherfuckers and you can take over a country. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished. We got each other. When I look at people now, I always look at people sometimes and I go, how's that motherfucker gonna feel when I die? Is he gonna be talking shit at my funeral? Or is he gonna squeeze my daughter and come see her and give her a toy? And that's how I have to look at people.